G'day, g'day. I hope you can hear me. Can you hear me? G'day, Polly. Can you hear me? Hello. Oh, my man. Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me. I'm probably having problems. Yeah. Well, everyone, welcome to Sirius Frequencies. We're off to a bumpy start, and I hope you can hear me. I haven't had no one to tell me that you can yet. And here we are, Merry Christmas. And we just thought we'd pop in at the end of the year. We're going to have a look at the year. We're going to have some fun, look at some funny stuff, and raise our frequency. And I'll just see if Polly's here. Polly, hello. Hello. Can you hear me, Joe? G'day, Joe. Can you hear me? You can hear me. Cool. All right. We just got to wait for Polly to get in because technical problems. Everyone's been having technical problems. Hang on. I'm just so you can see me. G'day, everyone. Here I am. Wow. Gee, it's been a while. It's been a while, and it's been a mighty year. And we all survived, and we're all still here. So, yeah. G'day, everyone. I was going to play Jingle Bells, but I had technical problems, so I'd have mucked it all up. Anyway, here I am. Like I said, we just wanted to get together and talk about the year and that we've all survived and, yeah, look at some interesting stuff. So when my host Polly gets here, he's just dropped out because he's probably having technical stuff as well. We will get started, and why not start with something funny? I found something really funny. We'll end the year with a laugh and start it with a laugh next year. Found something really funny the other day. So how are you, everyone? I hope that your year's been good, and hopefully you'll have a Merry Christmas. I'm glad that you're here and that you survived the year also. I've got to show you to you. Everyone knows I'm terrible at technology. One moment. Now I can't find anything that I got before. I just need to chill out. Oh, we've got our visitor. Hang on. Polly, where are you? One moment. There we are. G'day, Polly. Can you hear us? Can we hear you? No, your mic's muted.
Yeah. Hello.
Here we go. G'day, Polly. How are you? Merry Christmas, brother.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you too. I couldn't hear you, so I had to re-log in. Everything's good now, though, it seems.
Yeah, that was me. I had to change the microphone and all that because I've got two different ones, and every time I use different things, I have to change them over. And because I'm not real good at that stuff, but we're here. So Merry Christmas, everyone. So you probably heard me just raving on, saying we're going to talk about the year and stuff like that.
Actually, I didn't hear you.
Didn't hear me? Oh, good, because it was all just rambling. All right, yeah, so we'll go over the year. We're going to have a discussion later about biblical stuff and technology, because we had a good yarn about that the other day, and I thought it'd be good to get some people in, have a good yarn about it, and we'll do that a bit later. So, Polly, where are we going to start? How was your year?
What a fucking year! Oh my goodness!
I reckon.
Where do we start?
Back at the beginning.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, there's probably so many things I don't even remember, because once something happens, it's like a week later, and then something else happens.
Yep.
And then a week after that, this happens. But I guess the thing that sticks out the most for this year in my head would be the election of Donald Trump. even though I'm not Canadian. Yeah, okay, how sad is it that the biggest thing that happened in your year, it didn't even happen in your own country?
Yeah, I know. It's really weird. It's like we're sitting on the sidelines on our beach chairs watching. Yeah, it is. It's weird.
But I mean, as far as this past year goes, there has probably been no other story or situation that polarizes people so divisively.
Yeah. You know what, Polly? Like I said, everyone, it's been a hell of a year. I haven't been around. I had a lot of stuff happen, but I'm back. What was it? Life gave me lemons, and it took me a while to remember the lemonade recipe, but I made lemonade. And all the time that I wasn't on and didn't do shows, I was getting urged to say, get on there and talk to people, because it's like, I don't like the word mental health, because in my culture, it's a spiritual or a emotional matter. So basically, spiritually and emotionally, the whole world's been traumatized. And there's that much happened, you forget what's happened at the beginning of the year, because so much has happened throughout the year, and here we are at the end scratching our heads going, what happened there? Like a big wind blew us over. And there's more to come. And they wanted me to tell people, the reason I do this show too and do happy things and all that is to try and alleviate that spiritual and emotional pressure that everybody's under. And the whole time that I wasn't on the show, they kept saying, you need to get up there and do it, to keep that frequency high. And it's like, I'm swimming too, but here we are, we're back. That's the whole point, and I'll endeavour to do that. So, because we're all in this together, and even though across the world, like you said, Polly, it's not even our business about your political realm in over there, but it still affects us. And we were kind of all on the end of our chairs thinking, what's going on, who's going to get in, because we know that it affects you, the people. And so that's politics, but that's
So let me ask you this then: how does actually the election of Donald Trump affect Australia?
Well, poor little Australia. We the only time we had our own, we owned ourselves, was when my people were here. And now that others have come, first of all, English, we're owned by the world, man. So whoever wins, we follow, basically. That's what I figured. We got no real choice in the matter. It affects us like, it doesn't affect us straight away. It's like the ripple. When the ripple hits us, it affects us. It affects our economy. It affects who's in the country. It affects everything, our daily lives. And I'll tell you now, our Australia living has got more like European living every day. And I remember when it started happening. Because up until then, no one wanted to know about Australia. We were back at nowhere. There was nothing out here but dust and sand. Like, no one wanted to know. But now, because we're affected by the ripples, we're in. Does that answer your question? Oh, I guess he dropped in. We got Donny Yama, my brother. Yama. I'll put the thing in the...
Yamadani.
I'll put the thing in.
Happy Christmas, brother.
So it does affect us greatly, because, like I said, we are always been affected since they came here. We've always been affected by everyone else. So, and I've always said, this is the headquarters. This is the NWA headquarters, man. I'm telling you, New World Order. They all come here to get away from everything else. That's how I figured it.
And I guess another thing that I need to ask before I forget is, how embarrassed are you still, the Australian breakdancer?
Lucky us Aussies have got a good sense of humour because we find it very funny. Like we can laugh at ourselves. Yep, it's funny, man.
Okay, well, I was gonna ask you about that because, like, to me, I feel like I know Aussie sense of humor like well enough to consider that she may have just been having a laugh the whole time.
What a make. But you know what? When I was looking at a few things the other day and people are imitating her, and they even went to Halloween parties dressed up as her.
Yeah, because this is what it is. This is why it's funny because breakdancing's not a fucking sport.
But you know, they say any publicity is good, whether it be bad publicity or good publicity, or she got the publicity and everybody, her name's on everyone's lips. Oh, man. Now I want to play that clip. Shall I play that clip that you sent me talking about Aussie
Ray
humour?
gun, that's right, Donnie. Ray gun.
Oh, yeah, you know, Donnie. Shame. Hey, Donnie. Lucky she went black. Should I have said that? Oh, far out. Here's some Aussie humour for you. Polly sent me this morning and I was laughing my head off. And there's a few things we might talk about in the show today that might get us kicked off. So if that happens, Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. Yeah.
And I do have some facts about raising the frequency. We'll do that later too. But okay, we're just having fun today. All right, where was that thing that you sent me? Was it that one? Oh, hang on, stop. All right. Yeah, it's that one. Aussie sense of humour. Here we go. Share screen. You haven't done this for a while. Okay. Share. Can you see that? Oh, you can. Listen to this.
Yeah. It's like riding a bike. You don't forget.
Pointing it in your face.
I think you're farting, you fuckwit. Go fuck yourself. What do you expect, mate? You're walking a fucking llama.
Hey, mate, it's a fucking brain. There's a difference between a fucking alpaca and a dumb cunt like you. That's an alpaca, right?
Yeah, you look like one, you fuckwit.
Fuck off, you dumb fuck.
Look here. It's a big dog, mate.
There you go. You like that one? You know how they say people look like their pets?
I love it.
When he turned around,
It's just a normal conversation.
When I realised he had a ponytail, and when you get to behind and you see the tail, that's funny. Thanks for that. That was cool, man. Oops.
I thought that was a lesbian.
Yeah, I had to think for a second. But it's all right. He's Aussie bloke. Yeah, we can confirm that.
I thought all lesbians in Australia walked llamas. How do you have?
Did you like that one, Donnie?
How do you get a license for a llama? Do you just?
Yeah,
how do you pick up its poop?
Yeah, out here you put animals on your farm. Doesn't matter what they are. They're like llamas, ducks, cows, sheep, whatever. Yeah, and some tax thing, and it's cheaper to have animals on your farm. But a lot of them do them animals, alpaca. I would have laughed and went, yeah, he's a good dog, mate. That's the Aussie sense of humour. Well, you should have said that. He's a good dog, mate.
For sure. Yeah. What kind of dog is that?
He walks on the lead. He walks on the lead next to him.
Right.
What more could you ask from a good dog?
Yeah.
And
only in Australia can you. Only in Australia can you use the F word and call somebody with the F word so many times, and not one single punch has been thrown. Not one. It's just a normal way of conversing.
Yeah, and it's in the excuse me. If he had to turn around and went, excuse me, then you know it would have been on.
Yeah, that's like the one thing you don't say in Australia. Excuse me, or are you all right?
Yeah. No, that's all right. We're pretty easy going, really. Oh, that was funny. All right.
Yeah.
What's next on the list? I actually had a
For a
list
bunch of criminals that steal llamas.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm proud to say I have no English in me. I have Irish. I'll make a point of that for some reason. Yeah, anyway. But yeah, it's an original place. The only place where you can go to a petrol station in the middle of nowhere and they sell things that surprise you.
Right? But
Yeah.
hey, here's something that happened this year. I think it was fairly recent too, but I don't know too much about it. I'm glad that I get to ask you. They banned social media for kids in Australia
Yes.
this year, didn't they?
Yes, 16-year-olds and under. It's all a deal. Like, what? Look behind the curtain. You always got to look behind the curtain.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, look behind the curtain. Well, I think it's a good idea because of the bad people out there that are doing their thing at the moment, you know. Starts with a P.
Yeah.
It's a good idea for that, but when you look behind the curtain, it's actually a good idea to bring in digital ID and shit like that and make everybody line up and, you know, like sheep, like that llama, mate. You know?
Yeah, so let's talk about this for a second. What do you, because I mean, clearly they're like, it's for the protection of your children. That's why we're just banning it. We're just going to take the role of being a parent out of your hands on this regard and just ban it for kids. They sell it as like they're doing you a favor. But I'm curious as to what you really think. Why? I mean, whenever somebody gives you some kind of protection, it's usually at a cost of freedom, and there's usually an ulterior motive. But for the life of me, I can't figure out what this ulterior motive is. You would want more information input, right? Not less. So why is it that you think? Why is it that they did ban social media for kids, and what is it that you think they're actually getting from that?
Digital ID. That's a lead up. That's what they want. It's a
like just start them off early, eh?
Yeah. Like, you can see it in other things. Like, you know how you get your animals chipped now. It never used to happen. You get your animals chipped so you know where they are. When that come out, the lead up to that is to chip your children. Well, they thought about that, and then to chip us. All right. So everyone knows where everyone is. Wow. Does that sound like a really good idea? So yeah, the lead up to it, digital ID. So, and the other thing is, I think they'll have payment because it's always got to have money. If there's no money in it, it's not worth anybody doing it, right? So you have to pay for your internet, but once digital ID comes in, you'll have to pay to actually use it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's also probably what they got in plan. You know, the worst thing about this, and I think this has happened to most people, you think years back, we never had to think about this stuff. Our minds were nice and calm and full of beautiful stuff. Now that all these things have happened, we actually have to think like our enemy to be one step ahead of them, but it's not good for us. It's actually making us think like our enemy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's making us think about stuff we shouldn't have to think about.
Exactly. Like what we're talking about now, what's behind the digital ID. Okay. Personally, if I had 16 and unders, I'd be monitoring what they do on social media. And they shouldn't be on social media.
Well, isn't that kind of like what all parents are supposed to be doing with their children, is monitoring them and making sure they're safe? Like, why do you need a whole government to do this for you? This is what I don't get.
Because is the word lazy in the vocabulary?
Yeah. It's really hard for me to say.
And it's different ways.
If only they would take one syllable out of that damn word.
Yeah, I know. Which one?
It doesn't matter. Just make it easier for me to say.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Get me a pen. Where's my thing? Hang on a minute. I love that, but wait a minute. What were we talking about? All right. Yeah, true. I know what you're saying. Yeah, so, but you know, they can't do this unless we want them to, and that's half the trick. Hey, we like convenience. Hey, this would make things easier. Hey, I can monitor my children better. Yeah, that all sounds good. The cost, what's the cost? It's looking at the cost. And
Because
yeah,
I can see, a sort of protective perspective as a parent,
Mhm.
shielding somebody from social media. But
Mhm.
to make it like, what happens if you're 15 years old and someone catches you on Facebook? Do you go to jail? Like, do your parents go to
Oh,
jail? What
they won't
happens?
be able to get in. It'll just be locked. It's like Australia and Netflix. I talk to all my friends overseas. Yeah, have you seen this show? It's on Netflix. Oh, I'll go and have a look. Get on Netflix. Not available in your country. It'll be the same. The kids will get on. Sorry, you're in Australia. You can't get on. But they can probably
So
go overseas and do it.
you're almost segueing into my next question, which is I have a theory about this banning of social media, because the kids are going to figure out a way to get on social media anyways, right?
Yeah, under the table stuff. And Australia,
Right.
we're quiet about
So
that stuff.
you're in a way, Australia is almost subversively training their kids to go around digital fences.
Yeah, you can look at it that way. Because
That's the way
if you
I
look at
choose to look at it.
Aussie history right back from the convict days, they always found a way to get around things, and it just is the
Yeah.
way it is. When they banned alcohol, mum was the word. I'm going to mum's house. That was the code word, and they still did it. So yeah, I'm not surprised. If I get reborn, which I don't want to be, and I come back in the future in this place, I'll probably be a hacker. Because
Yeah.
that's what they'll do. They'll just hack into it, and we can't talk too much about that because we can't give away the secrets of how people are going to do it.
But if you take it from that perspective, you guys are playing a really cool long game. It's a very clever move. It's
Yeah.
like that pawn that you move early in the game that everybody forgot about.
Yeah. But it's up to the people, right? If we say no, they can't do anything. But we don't say no because, oh, you know what, it's convenient. Actually, I like that. I can talk to my friends or whatever. Right? There's always an excuse. That's what I've seen. We all have an excuse. Look, I'm on here. I'm on the show right now. I get to talk to my friends and do a show. I could forego that, though, if I had to. I'd miss you all terribly, but yeah, I could forego that. But other people can't because it's addictive. I've been reading up about the addictiveness of it and what it does to your brain and the chemicals in your body. And I'm thinking, wow, no wonder everyone's out of whack because they've figured out a way to actually muck up the chemicals in our body just from listening and looking. And you know what I mean?
Right. And when you think
Yeah.
about like how impressionable young minds are, like maybe it's a really good idea or maybe we should have a underage social media where you go to jail if you get caught in the underage social media and you're too old, or the kids can get in trouble for going into the adult social media area. Like they should just have like their own separate playgrounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of negative things that come out of social media that impact kids of that age, like the early impressionable ages, especially early teen years, that where they come out of social media thinking that they have to be all these things, and then literally beating themselves up because they fail at everything that social media has told them what they should be able to do or become, and they can't do it for some reason. It's really detrimental. It's not good for human growth and spiritual resilience. It's really, I mean, social media to somebody who's that impressionable at that age, in that developmental stage of their brain forming, can be really bad. And I mean, what would you rather have? Would you rather have somebody learning from a failure or somebody constantly thinking about a failure and reading all the comments about it?
Yeah, right. As I've always said, you've got to get out and live. That's why we do bouts of these shows and then stop, so we can get out and live and experience things and come back anew, right?
Yeah.
You can't do that. If you're doing that all the time, you can't do it. How are you going to go out and live? You're always locked up in this little paradigm. which is on the other side of the phone or the computer. Yeah, a part of me not being around too was having a break from all that and just getting back to nature, because I realised in myself, oh, I'm spending too much time in this world and not enough time in this world. Okay, so I had to do something about that. It's a worry, and I think we need to, as a people, we need to look at all these things and be prepared, because AI is coming in, and this is where we're going to talk about technology and stuff like that. AI is coming in, the world's going to be different. Back in the industrial age, when industrialism first come in, things were going on all over the place. Some of the things we know about, some of them we don't, and actually disturbed some people that much. There were mass people in the institutes, in the mental institutes, because they couldn't handle it and they didn't know how to think about it and how to get around it, and they would have been overloaded with all this BS like we're getting overloaded now. Well, I can't believe I'm saying all this. This is all the stuff they want me to say all the time that I wasn't around. But yeah, but that's true. That's where we're at. And for kids, yeah, they need to be kids. Even health-wise, I was talking to Donnie the other day, and we were saying when we were kids, we'd go outside, we'd play, we'd get up to all this mischief. We used to have this, and that. We'd drop our food and pick it up and wipe it off and eat it again. And we never died. We actually got stronger. But none of that happens anymore. You know, if the kid drops the food, oh, it's dirty, wash your hands.
You can't even scrape your knee anymore.
No. If you scrape your knee,
remember scraping their knee?
Yeah, I'd say to my kids, you know, oh, get up, come on, just brush it off, you'll be all right. Now it's all.
Yeah, just blow on it.
Yeah,
you'll be fine. Just blow on it. Yeah.
Yes, as a very.
I remember.
World.
I used to get told to count to 10 when I had an injury. Just count to 10, as if that would make it better.
Talking about injuries, what happened to me right before the show, I jammed my finger in the back door, letting the cat in, and it nearly took off the top of my finger. Oh my goodness. But
did you post it on social media?
Oh, I forgot. I should have took a photo. It was all purple.
You know what, though? Thank goodness, actually, for banning kids off social media. It should make it a little bit more enjoyable in Australia now, because you don't have people posting about how they jammed their finger in a door.
Oh my! I wonder if it'll free up free speech because the kids aren't listening.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. Like, it's serious. I'll laugh at things, everybody, but really, I do it because I get too serious. Anyway.
Was there any pushback for that? Because as a parent, I would be like, okay, I mean, it's not like I disagree with banning age groups off of social media. I think maybe that's a bit harsh. There's a way to do it properly, I think. But if someone's going to tell me to do it to my own kid, that's where I'm going to say, excuse me. I'll be the one who tells my kid not to go on Facebook, not you.
That kind of thing is disappearing, haven't you noticed?
So there was no pushback?
Well, not.
There was no.
Yeah, I think there was. I think, yeah, because people aren't stupid anymore. The last couple of years have made it.
I mean, besides the pedos, was there pushback from like parents?
Yeah, there was. There was. A lot of people are fed up, right? We've had enough. And you can feel it in the air here. Like, everyone's done, man. They've had enough. You still have your moulded people. They'll never think any other way, but they'll always be around. But majority of people, yeah, they're waking up more and more every day. Thank goodness. The hard part hasn't happened yet, though, because in the world, this is basically the game we're playing. We got to win our sovereignty and our freedom, and then show everyone that we can do it. We got to go back a bit. Remember the old days where everyone governed themselves, like, you know, before we had all this. Yeah, everyone pretty well governed themselves. They took care of themselves some way. They had food, they had shelter. They made their own decisions. there were still a little bit of government decisions, but most of the decisions were the people's, and there wasn't so much control. So,
well, it's interesting because Australia, at least from what I can gather, is viewed from the rest of the world as a place where they test things, like
oh
they
yeah,
test
yep,
regulations and laws and control measures and stuff, and then they see how it goes there, and then they implement it for the rest of the world.
you got it. Actually,
At least they do in Canada.
Yeah, it started off the other way around. So they went all around the world testing everything out, how to conquer, and then they come here. They knew how to conquer us straight away. Yeah, and now they got here and went, wow, this makes a good testing ground because we're away from everybody else's backyard in the world. And yeah, you're exactly right. That's why I call it the headquarters, because that's happening here. Hopefully it's been remedied. Well, we're trying to remedy it. We could have all, people.
Well,
we
you
could
know
have
what could
fixed
happen?
it today, but no one would part. We need to move together, and that didn't happen. Okay, sorry, Colin.
If this is I guess maybe an upside, kind of like looking at the upside of banning kids from Facebook so they become better hackers.
Yep.
That it gets to the point where the Australian government just steps it, a little bit too far over the line, and the people in the country actually do stand up. Then the people who want to stand up in other countries are going to be paying very close attention.
Well, I've often said, when I was a young woman, I had a vision that Australia would lead the world in example. And I don't talk about it because I don't want to interfere with that vision, but that's what you're talking about. We could quite easily do that. We could get up, fix it, and get on. The thing with our Aussies, we'll sit in our chair and the commotion will be going on, and we'll go, oi, stop making so much noise. Oi, settle down. Oi, I told you already. And we'll sit, right? Hey, if I have to get up, you're in trouble. We haven't got up yet, right?
All I know is whenever my mom said "oi," I stopped whatever it was I was doing.
Well, we haven't done anything. Right? This is what we're like. We sit there, we doing going about our business, and it's still going on. It's getting louder. That's it. We still haven't got up yet, but we've said that's it. That's it. And then after that, we get up. So can you understand how long it takes to sorry about the banging, but how long it takes us to move?
Right.
But once we move, that's it. There's no going back, and we're like a force to be reckoned with. I'm telling you.
I feel like in a way this year is like the universe saying, "Oi, that's enough. Okay, I'm going to go to 3 after this year.
Yeah, that's enough. We've all had
You better smarten up.
No more now. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, because for me, like the biggest story of this year is Donald Trump, unfortunately. But I'm hoping that you have something else. Like, how does Australia see 2024? What was the biggest international story in Australia? Then don't say Reagan, because she doesn't count. We'll get to her in a minute.
That's a side tidbit. That's just fun. I don't know. I don't really pay attention, Polly. Seriously, I only pay attention when it's like it starts coming in, encroaching into where I am, and I have to actually take physical action, because I know a lot of it's BS. Like, it's just a game.
Yeah.
They fear, threaten, and fear. Threaten and fear. That's what they throw out. They'll threaten out. They love threatening people. You'll get fined. That's the one I think, you'll get fined. I don't know. I'll ask Donnie. He might know. He pays more attention. What the hell am I doing here? I'm just going to put the thing in the chat room. And Donnie, if you're around and you want to say something about...
Well, I want to say happy belated birthday to Donnie.
Oh, and that too. We got to do that. So I'll sing him happy birthday now when he gets here.
Oh, I didn't agree to singing.
Oh, yeah, we might get kicked off for singing happy birthday. I'll say it, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. All right, so get on. We got things to show and that, but we should all enjoy them together. So jump on, people. I can fit 6 people on. StreamYards was tempting me. They're giving me a free trial from their premium, which you get all these different things. And I'm thinking, oh, that's a temptation. No, I'm okay. Thank you. We're doing good. I manage. It would be nice.
Save the free trial till you need it.
Oh, jump on, Donnie. Look, Donnie just said a woman did a haka in Parliament. There you go.
What, like a haka tui?
No, yeah, we got our own haka. If that's what you call it.
That's another unfortunate one of my top stories of 2024 is the haka tui girl.
Oh, the spitty girl. Yeah, I saw a thing on that. And I thought, poor girl, she got caught in a bad moment.
She's gonna be known for the rest of her life as the girl who spits on dicks. You poor sod. Oh no. What have you done to your life?
There you are, Donnie, you're on. All I can say is when you're not talking, mute your mic so we don't hear you making a cup of tea and sharpening your knife. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Hippie bray, hippie bray, hippie bray. Yay.
Yamadani.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. I reckon the best thing I ever seen for a long time was that woman over there in New Zealand doing the hacker in Parliament.
Oh, in New Zealand, the haka, yeah.
Yeah, the hacker.
Yeah, good on her.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be the best international news I ever seen.
You got to explain.
We don't want to
people,
talk about Trump.
What is haka?
President Musk?
Don't know.
As they call him now.
Oh, President Musk. See, he knows more about it than me. I didn't know they call him President Musk.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it comes over my news feed on YouTube.
Oh.
Might as well watch it.
Yeah, gotcha. That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like to pay attention. Going back to what I was talking about and the space in your head and what you think about and feel, the more I avoid that stuff, the better I feel. But I don't do it to the point of ignorance, right? Because I do pay attention because you need to know what's coming up in front of you. And we need to keep ahead of, we need to do stuff. We can't just sit here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we've got to keep on top of stuff, eh?
Yeah, we need to know to a point, but not to the point where it's detrimental to your spirit and your frequency dropping.
Yeah, I read a little bit something about they want to ban people up to 16, not to be on social media.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, but kids will be kids. They'll find a way to get on there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what do you think about this, Donnie? They're doing it. They're banning kids on purpose because they're trying to actually groom better hackers.
Yeah. No, that's the best way of saying it. Hackers.
So like Australia is going to have like this team of hackers in like 10 years. It's going to be so good because they've been hacking since they were 10.
Yeah, they'll be hacking away there. Them files say, get on that computer there. Yeah, we'll try this one out to see if it works. Hey, we'll get on there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Said kids will be kids, regardless.
Yeah,
because we all were kids once. Some of us were a little bit more feral than others, but that's a different story.
All right. Just a moment, everyone. Got 2 guests in the studio. I'm going to let them in. And everyone, please, we've got to all talk evenly so we don't talk over each other. But I need to tell X66, whoever that is, you need to put your mic in before I can let you into the studio because it's coming up. They won't let you in. The computer says no. Sorry.
Computer says no.
Take it out here. So I got Jules. And sorry about interrupting the conversation. Here we are. I'll just add Jules, and then we'll keep the conversation going. Yama, Yama, sister, how are you? Merry
It's the
Christmas.
Sirius Frequency Christmas party.
It is. Woohoo! I feel like partying. See what happens when you don't see me for a while? Get all excited. All right, so we've got X66, whoever you are, trying to get you in. And hopefully everyone behave themselves because I don't want to kick no one off. Oh, that's part of not being away. When I was away, I went to the gym and got stronger. So don't fuck with me. I'll just kick you out. Basically.
You're dying for an excuse to learn that, to use what you've learned in the gym. Yeah.
Oh, we got it. Here we are. Oh, how come it can't be? Well, how did you do that, X666, whoever you are? Oh, hang on, I've lost half my stuff. There we go. Anyways, politics. What were we talking about? Hi, Jules, how you going?
Hey.
Oh, hang on. Oh, shit. All right. So X66, like I said, it's still not put me in. All right, I'm going to go back to talking and I'll try and sort that out while we are going. And yeah, so how was your year? We're talking about the year. We're talking about 16-year-olds not being allowed on social media. Oh, I realised about social media. Donnie, mute yourself when you're not talking. I can hear you sharpening your knife, mate.
No, I didn't sharpen my knife. I put the fan on. Getting a bit tad warm.
Yeah, it's beautiful and hot here in Oz. I'm enjoying it immensely. Yeah, 16-year-olds on social media. You know what? When I was 16, I had a handful of friends. They were the ones that I could actually get to and see them. You know, they didn't live too far away. Now, how many friends would you have been on social media? As many as you like. How do you keep tabs on that?
Well, I pose this question. Do you have friends or do you have acquaintances?
Yeah, well, there you go. How much close are they? Yeah. How much close are they? Oh, I can't read it.
I have people that I've met online that I do consider good friends, and then I have people that I've met real time, real life that are acquaintances. That one moment was like, oh, like, and then that's it. So I guess it's a matter of perception.
Mute yourself, Donnie.
What's that?
If you're not talking, can you mute yourself? Because we can hear it really badly.
What's that? The fan?
Yeah.
No, I'll turn it off.
No, don't. Yeah, now we're echoing. Oh, there we go. Oh shit! What am I doing? All right, sorry about that.
Hi, Jules.
Hey.
Yeah, Donnie.
How's your year been?
It's an echo. Is it coming from me?
No, it's
that's
from
Donnie.
Oh, okay. It's been busy, but glad it's winding down. I have a vacation on the horizon, so yay.
So what was the highlight of this year? It's almost over. You only have 10 days left?
The highlight of the year, the gift that keeps giving is, you know how for the past 2-3 years we've been doing roundtables and streams on Luna's channel, my channel, your show, all those things that have led up to this year. And you guys hit on it earlier, the election. That one election is still the gift that keeps on giving, because in the process, I have learned a lot about myself, a lot about America and our founding principles and our freedoms. And I see why religion is important in the founding of the nation. I have personally witnessed miracles. I have seen people find, not necessarily religion, find faith, find their true compass. Everything that's been going around has woken a lot of people up. And I've heard so many people mention it's a spiritual battle, and it is. And it's a blessing and a curse. But what can I say? It's a good time to be living in modern history. I mean, we're on a new horizon. Back in November, Pluto moved back into Aquarius, marking the official beginning of the age of Aquarius, where the last time it was there was around the time when the American Revolution and French Revolution took place. It's a good time to start over.
Yeah, it's an astrological whiteboard, if you will.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the year.
So,
I mean, it's been.
So I wanted to ask you, you're in Virginia, I think, or one of those,
Yeah.
like around that area. Okay, so that area is Republican already.
Well, and according to the maps that I've seen, the vast majority of America is red, except for the blue pockets and the heavily Democratic funded cities.
And that's not where you are.
No, I mean, Virginia, my area should be red, but it went blue because I'm outside of DC, and there's a lot of wealth outside of DC that tends to vote blue.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, us Canadian folk up here don't really know where all the states are. We just know how to pronounce them.
All is forgiven.
All right. What else? Donnie, can you hear us? I unmuted you, and we're not echoing, so it must be working.
Yeah, I can hear you, fellas.
Yeah, cool. All right. So how is everyone's frequencies going? Actually, we might have something else. I found something else. I had someone in the studio trying to. Yeah.
You touched on one thing, Jules, about the spiritual battle. Do you see Donald Trump, like, as just from your perspective, and I'm asking you as an American, I guess, and also a friend, how you see Donald Trump influencing the spiritual battle? Because he doesn't spend a lot of time talking about religion or God, really. I mean, he said "God bless America" a few times, but he doesn't really get into anything really sort of spiritual or religious. How is it you think Trump has influenced the spiritual playing field in the USA?
That's a deep question, because there's a lot of spiritual, biblical stuff that people are putting together around Trump. Personally, he doesn't talk about it, but he grew up in the church. He's always been a man of faith. And then, I mean, a lot of people kind of compare him to Nebuchadnezzar. I mean, he was a playboy billionaire, but in the end, he found his way back. And that's kind of along the lines how a lot of people see Trump in the biblical sense.
But Jules, you have the best Trump GIF ever, and I can't find it anywhere. Do you still have it? If you do still have it, you have to send it. Put it somewhere. One? So the one where he's dancing from like the 80s, one where he's dancing.
Oh, if that's on Soul Train.
Yeah. It's the best GIF from Donald Trump in the entire universe, and I can't find it anywhere. So please post that somewhere so we can see it. It's so
occurred to me that everyone's looking at Trump, and while we're doing that, we're not looking at our shitty politicians.
I know.
I just feel like everyone's looking this way.
on a whim.
And you know what's even worse for Canada is Trump was actually making fun of our prime minister, and we watched it, and we still didn't see it.
Yeah, why don't you just become the 51st state?
Yeah. Okay, we'll be. Trudeau didn't even know what to say. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I was
Yeah,
doing.
so according to the news, it's President Musk.
Oh yeah. Don't know about that. Well, we might as well talk about them stupid things flying in the air over there, which we haven't got, because there's other things flying in the air over here. There's that many of them we don't even pay attention anymore. Are they drones? Are they the others? Or are they just government vehicles?
I mean, it's the strangest thing because, I mean, you get on social media one day and it's like UFOs flying, map of UFOs in the past 24 hours. And then you get
something not right there.
Then you get other news and it kind of, well, they're drones. They're primarily over New Jersey.
She cut out.
Spotted here, some spotted there. They're the size of a small car, even to what they are. Our government, they're obviously government controlled, or they would have done something by now. But I have a theory of what they are.
Here, everyone, we're going to have, what do they call them? Everyone place their bets. What do you think they are? We got we might have
apocalypse bingo card out. I'm going for a bullseye or a cover up.
I'll say they belong to the government, some government. Yeah, I don't think they're the visitors.
I actually spoke about this on the show that I did earlier, and I have a feeling that there's a thing called NDAs involved, and NDAs are non-disclosure agreements. So let's pretend, I mean, it could be for a movie, it could be for a video game, it could be for a whole bunch of things. But let's say you wanted to create a lifelike simulation of New Jersey for a video game. You would be a lot more effective sending drones out to map the surface than actually driving around with like one of those Google cameras on your car, right?
True, but what if there were weapons, a warhead in one of those Ukrainian countries around the fall of the wall in Berlin? What if somehow that got into America, and those drones are military, heat seeking, sensing, radiation? They're looking for something. What if they're seeking something?
They're either looking for something. I agree. That it seems like they're looking for something. They're either doing that or they're mapping something.
Yeah, because you think they'd be all over the world, because we haven't got them, and so it's all concentrated in one area, unless it's a test.
Although, if they're looking for something, my question is, if we can read a license plate from space, why do we need drones to look for something?
They've probably been using them the whole time. We just never noticed because they were only one or two, and now they're in mass.
Or there's this crazy scenario that people think about, but they always try to think of a better scenario that's more believable, and that's these things have been in the ocean for millennia. They've always been here. There are other beings from the ocean, maybe from another planet, and they're just making sure we're not going to blow everything up.
Could be used cars for Atlantis.
Right. Could be from anyone's anus.
Oh, I just realised also.
Could you wax out? Polly, I said Atlantis, not anus.
And it could be the others giving toys to their kids and they're just having fun. No. Nah.
Nah, they could be not locals.
Yeah, it's just technology. We'll move into technology talking about technology. But before we do that, I've got something to show you. Figure this out. Share my screen.
See, I feel like they changed the. You know how they changed the UFO to UAP?
Yeah, that was a tricky move, eh?
Yeah. So now they're just changing UAP to drone.
Yeah. Listen to this.
I love that. That makes me want to take a bath and try to do that.
Look at it. You can actually see it. Look. When I talk about ripples, that's what I'm talking about. Just imagine you're that frog. Frequency are you emitting? What's coming out of you? Are they good intentions or is it?
I can't analyze it pretty kind of thing.
Yeah, I love that.
It's all good.
That's not the real sound, though. I can hear some sound manipulation, but what the water's doing is really fascinating.
Yeah, there's music in it, but you can hear under the music him vibrating. Yeah, and you can see it. You can actually see it, and that's what happens. We don't see that coming out of us, but that's what comes out of us. And the bigger the noise, the bigger the ripple. And that's how we affect each other. Even if you just walk past someone, that's going to affect you, and you are going to affect them. And
that's a really good analogy.
Yeah, that's why I love that one. And that's why I say they actually know this technology of how to manipulate these things, and that's what they're doing to us. Instead of it being beautiful like that, we're going low. We've got to stay up high because they don't like that. They don't like it. All right, I'm going to try and find. What else have we got? Oh, we're nearly into an hour. How about some beautiful things, hey? Before we talk about the Tower of Babel and technology in the biblical ages.
Yeah, it's like an intermission kind of thing.
Yeah. I got too many slides up, man. That's what's happening. Beautiful things. Here we are. Where are they? There they are. Okay. Bing. Rightio. There we go. Hang on. Beautiful things. You want some music with that while we have a look? Yeah, let's have a look. Sorry. A bit of groove. Always want to look at something beautiful, especially when everything around you isn't. Look inside and find that beautiful thing. Just by looking, will raise your frequency. So be careful what you look at. Here we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Beautiful thing.
I like that the mama drawers looked way more tired than the little kid drawers.
Yeah, it does. Poor mama drawers. Okay. Alrighty then. What were we going to talk about? Oh yeah, that's what I was going to look up. One moment, and we'll find some.
One moment, please.
We're looking at. All right. The Tower of Babel says, the Tower of Babel is a biblical story and origin myth. Hey, how come they put origin, myth, and story all in together?
Because myths are stories.
And then when you tell them a myth about a native myth, they go, no, that's not true, that's just a myth. What we should be saying is, it's a native story origin myth. Anyway, I'll keep going. Bible story and origin myth that explains the existence of different languages and cultures. The story is told in Genesis 11, 1-9, and goes as follows. A united human race speaking a single language migrates to Shinar, Babylonia. The people agree to build a city and a tower that would reach the sky. God confuses the languages of the workers so they can no longer understand each other. The city was never completed and the people were dispersed over the earth. There you go. Hang on, the city. Wasn't it a tower? Yeah, hang on. You got to listen here when you say she. So it said the temple, the tower temple, and then it says the city. So the whole thing stopped. The city stopped everything. That's what it's saying. Anyway, we'll have a look at it. I'll share my screen. I need to get up and get a drink of water. Hang on. All right, there's some pictures of the Tower of Babel. And
There's some modern agency, 3-letter alphabet agency, that has their building is kind of reminiscent of the tower.
Oh, I never thought of that. Hang on, this sort of kicks things from my studio. So I found it interesting. Some of them are fat, see, some of them look real fat and wide, nice and tall. Don't know. The impression it gives you that you walk up there, right? You actually can walk up to the sky. But what we want to talk about is back in them days, what kind of technology they actually had. And we all know by now, if you get around and see what's going on, that we used to have technology, okay, similar to what we have now. They want you to think we're the only time in history of the world that we had technology like this. Not true. So if that was technology, what would it be?
Well, I have a theory.
Their technology was they had more of a spiritual technology. They didn't have their pineal gland calcified. They could connect better with Creator and creation.
They could.
Actually ties in quite nicely to my theory as well. Think of the Tower of Babel, or Babel. So I like to call it the Tower of Psychobabel, but it's kind of like so back when they built it, everybody spoke like the same language. It's the story that everybody spoke with one universal language.
Well, we can speak a universal language now.
But I mean, like one of the whole things that I always remember about the story of Babylon. I haven't actually read it, but it's like that after God does what he does, everybody is confused because they now all speak a different language. So that got me thinking that what if everybody always spoke different languages, like all the time? It's just how we were created to speak different languages in different parts of the world for different reasons. That's beside the point. The point is the tower was a universal translator, not unlike our cell towers are today. Because you can literally hold your phone up to someone's face that isn't speaking English, and your phone will tell you what they're saying. At least if you trust your phone that much. And you should, because it's probably, at first, probably not lying, but it would be funny if it. You could do some messed up stuff if you had a Tower of Babel, and it was supposed to translate everything everybody said into a universal language. You could do some really messed up stuff, and that's probably why God decided to get rid of it.
Yep, I agree.
He's got too much to do already.
You're breaking up.
Now he's gonna have to watch these people try to fight over this tower, but nah, just get rid of it. Just leave everybody speaking their own language and figure it out. So maybe it was a practical decision. That's what I'm saying. But definitely experiencing a digital version of it for sure. Right now, as we speak. Just think of a cell tower. That's a Tower of Babel.
That's it. It's the EU. I just noticed Rusty had made the comment in chat. I knew it was one of those agencies.
Could I be asking a question?
You don't need our permission.
Okay, this Tower of Babylon, right?
Yep.
And they built it so high and fell down. Where's the rubble?
I don't know.
Yeah. Good question.
Yeah, how come it's not a tourist destination like everything else?
Yeah, but it would be a fair size hill if it fell down and all bricks and stones and everything else. It would have been a huge rubble.
Well, maybe it was
a small hill.
Was this
Maybe it was like 9/11, a controlled demolition.
or after?
All right. Today, nothing remains of the Tower of Babel except a watering hole. The Tower of Babel was a ziggurat in the city of Babylon. That was, yeah. So all that's there is a water hole. So, yeah.
So they repurposed the material, did they?
Well, didn't create a blow it out of existence?
Yeah, but it still would have been some rubble there.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember being there, bro. But you're right. Like all that's in water now. So.
You'd think
water.
There'd be some
I wonder if there's water. Yeah. Sorry, Polly.
How tall did they think it was? Was it taller than the pyramids?
I'll pull up the statistics one moment.
I bet you there's some cool numbers in that.
I know.
It's probably 432 feet high or something.
Oh, yeah, might be one of them numbers. Yeah. Your microphone's a little bit funny, Polly. Let's see some information, please. According to Gregory of Tours, whoever that is, the Tower of Babel was 200 cubits high, 91.5 meters or 300 feet, and 50 cubits wide, 23 meters or 75 feet wide. They are mathematic people. Do your mathematics on that. The tower was 400.
Was it round, triangle, square?
How wide? So it was, I'll talk probably 300 feet wide, 75 feet. Oh, no, sorry, 300 feet high, 75 feet wide, Circumference was 82.72 kilometres or 51 miles. That's pretty big, man.
Yeah, that's
Typical of a sports stadium of this time. So they got all the people in one. Hey, how do we know they weren't funneling people's energies? Because that's what sports stadiums do. They funnel people's energies, whether you need it or not. High frequency, you know. Anyway, how come we don't know that might have been it? They get all the people in there and it's shaped like that and it sucks all their energy out when they're excited. Who knows?
Yeah, it could have been.
There would have to be a reason to destroy it.
Yeah. And I'll go to technology again. There must have been some sort of technology. Because in this picture, you can see, I don't know what's at the top, that one there. This one here, there's something at the top. Oh no, that's just them building it. It's pretty. If that's what it looked like, it's actually pretty. But how do they know what it actually looked like if it got blown up out of the sky hundreds and hundreds of years ago?
Right.
How do they know it looked like that? Are there any drawings? Like, that's the only way we'd know if someone painted it or drew it.
Right, they're all like artistic interpretations of what
Yeah.
they think how it would look like, but nobody
Yeah.
really knows what it looked like.
It looks like an upside down pole. Time.
Art illustrators, 6 examples.
I mean, for all we know, it could be just a really long stick.
Could there be any reference to this in the Vatican?
Probably.
Hidden in the
They probably got the blueprints of how to make it. I can't get this off now. How do I get it off? I'm stuck. Oh, I'm stuck here. So, yeah. So if it was technology, it had water underneath. That's what I was going to say. It had water underneath. We know what water does. It amplifies energy, okay? And it has energy coming off it naturally. So say they built this over the top of water, they could have easily made some form of technology. And I'd like to know what was at the top. Well, they never got to finish building it. So, you know, it reminds me of, you know, that movie where everyone's cell phones went funny and they all went into a dream state and they were actually walking round and round a tower and they thought they were doing something else. That's what it reminds me of. I can't remember the name of that movie. Did anyone watch that movie?
Sounds like a cool movie.
Don't watch it. It'll make you feel sad at the end because it's like there's no escape. Oh.
Well, I was thinking about what you said about the whole water thing. Like, okay, think about the Tower of Babel acting like the frog that you just showed us. But like, clearly a frog is like, you know, very small, and a tower is very big. Like, what would
isn't that what
that effect have on the land?
Yeah. That's what the towers do today. They emit those ripples and we walk into them. But yeah,
Right.
they could have been doing that. Yeah. I 100% believe because history repeats itself. And just because it's not made of metal and that doesn't mean you can't have technology, right?
Right.
Because you still have technology, water, you know, you can make a radio out of a crystal piece of wire and, you know, so very much think it was technology.
Whenever anybody does anything with technology and it includes water, I always default to, well, I'm mostly made of water.
There you go. Someone 3D printed a model. Look, that looks more technological, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Maybe it did look more like that. We don't know.
But it's a good question though, because like, where do they get the schematic to make that 3D printed model? Like, who wrote that down somewhere?
I don't know. Your mic's cutting out a bit still. Looking at it like that, looks like an anthill. A termite mound, eh, Donnie? Okay. Okay. Any other comments on? Oh, we got a great guest. Sorry, Gabba, my bro. I'm so glad you dropped in. Hey. I'm not
What are you
reading
doing,
it.
bud? I've been sitting there for 10 minutes. This one's talking about technology and stuff.
Oh, sorry, man.
How's it going, mate? How's it going, mate? How you going?
Good, Merry
I'm just
Christmas.
trolling. Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you. I think you know everyone. Polly and Donnie, my brother.
Hey, Polly, Donnie.
And Jules.
Hey, Gabs.
Hey, Jules. Hey, everyone. Sorry, I've been moving my camera around. I've been streaming all morning.
Oh,
The
hey,
games and doing NFT
It
giveaways.
looks like
That's better
streaming all year.
straight on. Yeah. I've been busy. I've been busy all night. Tower Babel, the Tower of Babel. That was in the cradle of our civilization, Mesopotamia. I reckon where civilization started up. I was looking into it. The story they're saying is the Anunnakis, Enki and Enlil. Enlil was the bad one. He saw that we built the Tower of Babel and he got upset. He got heaps angry that we could get together and create such a amazing building. So he got so angry that he split us all up to 6 different parts of the earth, taught everyone a different language to talk so that we could never communicate with each other, so that we could never get together again as a people and build amazing things like that. Is the story I've been researching that people have been talking about. It's very interesting.
That's the story that I know of the Mesopotamian Akkadian era with the Tower of Babel. There are a lot of
very similar
stories that you could find in the Bible.
Yep. A lot of it's written in Sumerian tablets, on clay tablets. Then we got the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. Thoth, the Atlantean priest king who built the Egyptian pyramids and the Sphinx like 30,000 years ago. Yep. Science today says there's water damage on the Sphinx. It was underwater. That area was underwater 20, 30,000 years ago. Science is lining up with these recorded historical events. You know what I mean? Our science is saying this is most probably true because the numbers line up, the years line up, what's been happening.
Yeah. And do you think that tower was a form of technology?
I just think it was just a really cool building that they built. Everyone got together and built a massive tower.
Okay.
Technology, maybe, because they got stories of how a lot of the old pyramids, there's pyramids bigger than Egypt, in Bosnia, for instance, and they're saying they dug water channels from the mountain. The water comes in under the Bosnian pyramid, and the rocks they have crystals on the side of the rocks, and when the water moves against the crystals, you get movement across the crystal. If you get a crystal and put movement on it, it sparks. It's a piezoelectric effect. Creates electricity. And this was the water going through, generating electricity from the crystals, and then they would have something in there that would harness that energy, and then it's like gather that energy, and then the pyramid can send like a Wi-Fi signal to your house to operate your lathing machine or your woodworking machine. Or they were saying that there was this like what do they call it? It was like similar to what they found with Tutankhamun, and the story is Tutankhamun had a real energy crystal. It's like a massive big quartz crystal with other quartz crystals coming around it, and they're wrapped in like this gold copper coil, and somehow this channels the energy from inside the earth, Mother Earth's energy, the Earth's natural magnetic energy, channels it, magnifies it, and then you can just send it out Wi-Fi to whoever's device, whoever's machine you want to power for free. Similar to that real energy. What do they call it? Real energy, free energy creating crystal, real crystal, something like that.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
harnessing the Earth's natural energy to create free energy, basically, by gathering it all, amplifying it, and then just sending it out.
Yep.
Then there's talk of...
Yeah, to me, that's what power battle is to me, is that amplification of that energy so it can be sent out through the air so that everybody can understand it.
Yeah. And the guy who... The famous archaeologist Sam Olgarich, who discovered the Bosnian pyramid, everyone told him it was a mountain. He went in there, spent years digging it up, and found all the channels, all the tools, everything. Yeah. He's like became world famous for it because no one believed in him.
Yeah, I followed that.
He started saying...
Are you talking about the pyramid of this?
No, this is the Bosnian.
Sun?
Yeah, pyramid of Sun in Bosnia. There's like 3 of them, really big ones.
Yeah.
He was saying
the moon as well or something.
From his research and the water coming in, generating power, they got pictures of the pyramid. Where the pyramid is, there's a beam that shoots up of energy at certain times when it powers up. He said he believes something about that the pyramid is like a mobile phone to another star system to send communication back and forth.
Yeah, right.
They were using the Earth's water to power it up, and then they could like use it like a mobile phone. Maybe they'd have a device that they could connect into the pyramid's power structure and like, you know, send messages, SMS messages or an email or...
Yeah, you could just text Alpha Centauri if you want.
Yeah, but he reckons it's like it had dual purpose. It was like a healing center because he says when you go in there, the way they had the energy coming in and the energy amplifying, it would change your DNA and actually repair your DNA as you would walk into the pyramid. It was bringing in like groups of people that had problems, and their problems were being fixed as their DNA was repairing. So you're saying it was purifying the water, making the water pure, like healing water. On top of that, and generating the power and being like a mobile phone to like Sirius or whatever star system.
It was also made
call that holy water.
Holy water, yeah. They purified the water.
Yeah.
Purified the water, got rid of all the toxins, the parasites, cleansed it, and then put positive energy into it to help with healing and stuff. It's really, really interesting listening to these people, like what they've researched and what they've learned. Really, really interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. AF. It's like one of the coolest things. And it's all, again...
What have you been up to, Luna?
Not much, mate. I took a big break. That's what I said at the...
Did you?
Yeah. I need a break from everything.
I just saw you on. I clicked on YouTube and I said, I should jump on, say hello, say g'day. Have you been seeing any hairy men? Little hairy men?
Actually, not. I felt them the other day. We went for a big ride up to Lithgow. We went
all the way to Lithgow?
Yeah, went through one area, and usually as I get to that area, I jump up and go, hairy man country. But this time I was just so relaxed. I went through it, and then after that, I kind of looked behind me and went, that was hairy man country. Yeah, so you can feel where they are.
Yeah. You get that instinct, that sense of where they are. Yeah, you know, somewhere in that direction, sort of, but you don't really want to know where. You just knowing that they're there. You're like, oh, that's pretty cool. I just chill and ride with it. You know, yeah.
Yeah, that's
mad. Yeah, over here, a lot of UFO activity. I got some really good videos. I saw some crazy UFOs yesterday morning. Crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah. As I've been telling people, in Australia, we have that much activity. It's an everyday occurrence, so we kind of don't tend to worry about it too much. But it's always there. And when we do talk about it, we got heaps to say because there's lots happening.
Yeah. I've seen hundreds of them, so I get used to it. But every time I got like interaction yesterday morning, when I get like interactions and they're doing stuff right in front of me, I don't know, it makes me so happy. It helps me know that they're real, they exist, and that they're like doing a couple flashes right in front of me, a couple 100 meters away, right above me. They're like, there's nobody else here. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm on top of a mountain in a village. I'm surrounded by nothing. And when they do that in front of me, I'm just like, that's so cool that like they're interacting with me.
Acknowledging you, yeah.
I know they exist. And they're like, it's like they're approving that I'm photographing them and showing them to people and encouraging open discussion that they exist. They're out there, just like deal with it type of thing, you know?
Yeah,
I think they're happy with the work I'm doing.
Yeah, well, actually, if we could take a look at some of them, but before we do, I want to ask you. We talked about the drones in America earlier, and everyone's like, "What are they? Where they come from?" Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
New Jersey, the whole world. It's worldwide. It's worldwide.
Well, we haven't got them, but that's what I was saying. We've got that much air activity. And
we do have a lot of UFO sightings have increased. I looked up Twitter, Australia, UFOs. People are photographing them. There's a lot. They're everywhere.
Yeah. And so, what do you reckon the drones, or what did you say, Polly? They changed the names from. Yeah, they changed the names.
They just changed the name from UFO to UAP, and now they're just saying drone.
We don't use UAP here. It's UFO.
Yeah.
UAP is like the CIA saying we're going to make the word conspiracy theory, and everything that you reveal about what we are actually doing, we're going to label you a conspiracy theorists, and we're going to have a crack elite team sit there and rip your character apart and make it look like you're Cuckoo Malala, when actually all you do is exposing the truth of the crimes you're doing.
Yeah, we call it Wamba. Yeah.
Wamba.
We don't use UAP here.
Wamba.
We use BS.
I'm old school.
Yeah, I don't use NHI. They're aliens. They're ETs. They're extraterrestrials. They're our star cousins.
And nobody should be using UAP. There should be no UAP.
Nobody should be. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you. Nobody should be using UAP. All right, from what I've researched about the drones, we had the remote viewers from Farsight Institute last month have a sit-down meeting with positive aliens. They recorded it all, and they sat there and they discussed, openly, publicly announced the disclosure plan of the positive aliens that's happening right now. They said this last month, beginning of November, and they said UFO sightings are going to increase all over the world. They're going to start having alien-human contact events. They're going to start contacting humans, having a conversation, saying, hey, you know, would you like to ask questions? Would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? You know, you got to have free will. You got to ask for permission. And they said that to get the disclosure plan out, to get the information out and disclose all the information to us publicly, they've got to battle the deep state. And the deep state, in the next 6 months to 2 years, they're going to lock down all our social media with AI controls, and we won't be able to talk to each other no more. But they're going to do it. They're doing it now before the deep state locks down our social media with their AI censorship, which would stop any form of disclosure. And what they've figured out is the most highly successful, the plan that was going to be most highly successful is if they start appearing everywhere, people start filming it, uploading it, talking about it, it'll get into people's heads better, and they have to condense the major conflicts we're having right now: Israel, Gaza, Hamas, Ukraine, Russia. They have to condense those conflicts and escalate them so that the deep state loses control of those conflicts that they created in the first place. What they do is they create a conflict, then they create another conflict, and they just overlap them slightly. So one rolls into the other, rolls into the next conflict, next conflict, and that's their narrative. That's their agenda to keep us controlled, worrying about this conflict or that conflict. So by condensing all the conflicts we're having right now and escalating them, the deep state will lose control over those conflicts that they started, and then they can just drop the disclosure in. That's their plan. They reckon it might take 4 to 5 months, by March, April next year. Then they talked about the remote viewers saying it's possible this is going to happen, and it's possible that there's going to be a civil war in America. The military is going to split off into two factions. The U.S. economy is going to collapse, and this is what they were predicting by looking into the future with this plan. That they're working together with the positive aliens. The positive aliens are telling them what they have to say publicly to us to let us know what they're doing, so that we can be like, oh, don't worry about it, chill out. It's just the aliens doing disclosure. Relax. You know what I mean?
It's others. That's what I've been saying. I've always
yeah. And
don't be afraid, because there's another faction that will feed on your fear. They want you to be afraid. Don't be afraid.
Exactly. Like, don't be afraid. Don't listen to the BS on mainstream media. They're all saying it's drones. U.S. military come out and said drones. I'm telling you now, the U.S. military would not let one drone fly over their secret base in the UK for more than 1 hour where they hold their nuclear weapons. They will not do. We get shot down. They got anti-drone weapons, multiple anti-drone weapons. 6 days. 6 days. The US and the UK let multiple drones fly over. Get out of here. They're not drones. What they also said is another video, update video, is that these UFOs we're seeing are alien drones, alien scout ships, because they're small, and the drones we're seeing is the US military chasing the aliens UFO. So the drones we know, because they have FAA flashing warning lights every 1 second, it flashes a light. It's regulation, FAA regulations. We can see on the video all the drones. They've got the FAA flashing lights. You can count them 60 times in 1 minute. But then we see a ball of light that's doing this. No flashing lights. That's the military drones chasing the UFOs that are coming out for this part of this disclosure plan. That's why this has been happening worldwide. There's another video, Iranian air defense shooting anti-aircraft rounds at this drone, at this UFO that's just sitting there, just sitting there going, "What are you doing? Do you want us to just like level the place, or are you going to stop doing that?"
Yeah.
Like, anti-aircraft fire does nothing to the UFO. Nothing.
If you were a UFO, we figured out that you could have just like some silly blinking lights on your UFO, and then people would stop shooting at you. You would do it, right?
Yeah, yeah, we can just hear Polly.
Just hear. I think he said, like, if the UFO had started flashing blinking lights like the drones, it would stop shooting at it. But they know which ones they're drones and which ones they're UFO. The flashing lights wouldn't matter. I don't think the aliens care about flashing lights. The flashing lights of UFOs I've seen. Why the UFOs don't have flashing lights?
Why bother having lights at all?
Why bother having light? I think the light is a part of the engine propulsion system, because they have like an ionized field around it, that's magnetized around the craft, which is similar to the TR-3B we see in the new Google patents that US Space Force says they have, that they've had since 1989, since the first Belgium Triangle UFO sightings was the first TR-3B. It's 50, 60 years ago. It's got an ion field around it. That's why we see the blue color. When that ion field reacts with the nitrogen in the air, we get that blue hue around the UFO. And there's another one. Let me just check for you. I was just researching with a friend. It's a new UFO video. The one which is Israel Navy intercepts a UFO and blows it up with a missile. When we analyze the video of the UFO, it's sort of like an upside down bowl shape. It's got a purple hue around it, and we ran our filters through it to try and have a look. and you can even see the reflection of the purple hue around the UFO that Israel tried to shoot down. That's nitrogen. Nitrogen gives the violet color when it's ionized like lightning. So that's why we're seeing these blue and purple hues. It's because of the ionized effect and how the ionized field reacts with the nitrogen in our atmosphere.
Would you want to share something with us so you can show us what you're talking about there, Gabby?
Yeah. I can show it for you.
And what Gabby's explaining, I actually sent him some pictures of what I had sitting above my house, observing me for weeks on end. And I didn't know what I was looking at. I just thought they were colour pieces of rice. And then when Gabby showed me what I was looking at, I was astounded. I was like, wow, so that's what I'm really looking at. Once you know what you're really looking at, and like you said, we're just seeing the lights. Hang on, we'll just do some.
And to add to the story, from what I've come across, they're not even showing the ones that are in New Jersey. They're not even showing up on radar.
Correct. They're not showing up. They're not showing up on radar at all. So here, I'll do this slowly. My mouse is really fast. Here we have the UFO that the Israelis tried to shoot down. Like this just came out recently. If I can blow it up, we can see this is the UFO, like an upside down cup shape. It's got this purple hue around it. And we can even see in the reflection of the sea, it's going across the sea, the purple. And that purple is where when ionized lightning hits nitrogen in our atmosphere, it creates a purple hue, a purple aura. And these UFOs are using ionized magnetic fields to fly through the air. Because they're creating an ionized field, it's reacting with the nitrogen in our atmosphere, which gives us usually these blue and purple hues around the UFO. That's what the best way I can explain why they light up. It's more sort of the ionized field is lighting up the nitrogen in our atmosphere, as to the actual UFO lighting up. I could show you the video. The video of that. You want to see the video? This is the video from it. I was just looking at this today. This is new. So this is the video. That's Israelis shooting. They shot it down. So I don't know what happened there. I hope the UFO didn't get shot down. I hope they're okay. But
hey, how violent are we?
There's the beginning of it. That's the UFO, I think. That's the UFO, and there's the missile there. So you can see the missile coming in on the right. That's the UFO trying to get away. We can do it frame by frame. There's the UFO. You can see how the UFO skips through the air like a frog. I get that all the time when I am filming UFOs. The UFOs it skips through the air like a frog, like skipping on lily pads on a billabong or something.
Yep.
And then the UFO gets away. I don't know why the Israelis threw a missile at it. It hit it. I'm guessing that it did nothing to the UFO. The UFO just flew in the water or flew away.
You hope so, right? They come from the water. Hey.
Yeah, but we are seeing an object here. So we've got an explosion there and an object there. The UFO is like, oh shit, these idiots are shooting at us. What's going on?
The relinquishing of power is something this world has trouble doing.
But the aliens know, the aliens know that they're in a conflict zone. Everyone's shooting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they were prepared for it, and they could do countermeasures so they didn't hurt themselves, But they know what they're doing. They know that they're going into a conflict zone, and they should be prepared for that. Hopefully nobody got hurt. But these stupid militaries are shooting at UFOs like they're idiots,
Yeah.
They're causing more problems than what it's worth for them, because one of these things can level your town like that. Why would you shoot at it?
From their point of view, they've been watching us, right, all these hundreds of years, and they're gone, damn, these bloody humans have got really hostile.
What else can I show you? I can throw this up quickly. This is from. I put this on my YouTube.
That last video, it almost looks like at one point in that last video that UFO was almost like a binary, like it was more than one.
This is up on my
There's
YouTube.
a couple of frames where it looks like two.
So here I had 2 UFOs. This is about a week ago or so, and the UFOs. Oh yeah, I'm still here. Sorry, I just see 2 of me. the UFOs pulsing. It's pulsing white light really slowly, really slowly. This is very, very rare UFO I get. If we watch the UFO carefully, not only that, this UFO flies to, as I'm following it, flies to another UFO, and they crisscross flight paths. And I follow the second UFO, and the UFO that it crisscrosses is also breathing white light really, really slowly. And here I'm just explaining to my Chinese fans my sighting and what it did. And this is the UFO here. So it starts from about a little bit back, I think. My YouTube starts from about here, where I stopped talking. Here. It starts from about here. I'll put it up full screen. So that's the UFO. We can see it goes dimmer, almost invisible, and then bang, lights up, dimmer, bang. It does like a double flash, and then there it flares up really, really bright as I zoomed in.
Yep.
It's like doing a double pulse flash. It goes dim,
Yep.
and then lights up.
Hey, chunk, changing gears.
Changing gears. That flies through the sky up to the tree. My internet will work. Up to here, this is where they cross paths. So it happens real quick where they cross paths. Why is YouTube not working? That's the second UFO because it's going in the opposite direction. Is it? Yeah, here, that's where they cross paths, right here. So here I'm filming this coming down, and watch the top where the circle is, bang, see the cross path?
Yep.
I'll do it again. Click on it again. If YouTube would work.
So in talking about that, Gab, you were explaining to me there's different shaped ones, because the ones I sent you that I thought were a piece of rice were actually a pyramid shape.
Yeah.
And we've seen long cigar shapes, cube shapes.
Yep, cube shapes. I'm seeing cube shapes, sometimes like oval shapes, egg shapes, tic-tac shapes. I've had tic-tacs come across 3 times now in the last 2 years. These tic-tacs come across the sky, and then they split off into 2 balls of light. And then they're 2 balls of light as they pass over me as a tic-tac, and then as they've passed over me, and they're like, 45 degrees that way in the sky, they split into 2 balls of light, and they just fly off to the horizon in 2 balls of light. I haven't seen the triangle ones. A lot of my friends in America, skywatching friends, have seen them.
Yeah.
Sometimes it looks like there's a cube. It's a cube inside a ball of light,
Yep.
or an octagon shape, pentagon, hexagon.
And you reckon I reckon they're different kinds of the others, different species of different technologies. Do you think
It could possibly be. It's a really good guess.
Jules and Polly, do you have any questions you want to ask Gab at this point?
No, I'm fascinated. I'm learning stuff, so I'm quiet.
I'm so glad you dropped in for the Christmas show.
I saw last week a goose screaming off its head.
Yep.
4 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing, goose? This has been happening for 4 years now.
Yeah.
And I had this feeling every time I hear a goose off in the distance at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, screaming its head off, flying through the air. I'm like, what has upset the goose?
Yeah.
Why is it screaming? Why is it startled? And why is it trying to get away from something?
Funny you bring that up. Yeah, funny you bring that up, Gabe, because here we've had bouts where, you know, the birds sleep at night. Everyone knows that all the birds go and sleep at night. They
don't get up till like 4:35 and the sun starts getting up. They tweet a little bit. They don't scream. By 5, 6 in the morning and the sun's coming up, then they're making noise and flying around.
Well,
Only then.
What we've been hearing here in the middle of the night, like something's gone up the tree and wake all the friggin' birds up in the tree, right? And it moves around. And it's like, that's not a cat or anything, because...
Or a possum.
No. And you could
because
hear
the possum, you'd hear the possum. If the possum was going towards the trees, that possum would be going... the noise the possum makes, you know, the noise.
And the possum wouldn't go from one to the other tree that fast, right?
No.
It would have to, it takes its time. And that's what was happening. It was moving along the trees, waking up the birds. And I remember saying to the kids and the fam, like, oh, there's something wrong. The birds are sleeping and something's woken up. This isn't right. And I could feel it in my guts. This wasn't a normal thing. So that's interesting said about the birds.
I sense the same feeling you get when I see the geese doing this. And what happened last week was a goose flew over my head 20, 30 meters, screaming its head off. So it nearly blew my eardrums off. And I was like, I couldn't see the goose. So I used sound location to locate the direction of the sound. And I'm like, pointed my laser pointer where I thought the sound was coming from. Then I could see a little bit of the goose flapping because it was dark. I could see a little bit of his shadows. So then I knew I'm spot on with my sound location. As soon as that happened, a ball of light was above the goose. A ball of light was like a golf ball. It was like 90% dim, only 10% light. It was like a golf ball, and it was flying on top of the goose, like chasing the goose. As the goose is like, get away from me, right in front of me, 30 meters. And this ball of light did a zigzag, like a Z, and then took off down south. And I was just like, I knew it. I knew something was bothering the goose, and I just saw it with my own eyes. I wouldn't have been able to film it because it was so quick and it was so dim. It was just like, bang, 1-2 seconds. But like, I saw it, and that confirmed my instinctual feeling that the other geese that are flying around at the same time, something spooked them and they're like going off. And I saw it from my own eyes. Now I know what I was thinking was right and what I was feeling was right. And that showed me and confirmed what I'm thinking and feeling, that something's flying around bothering the geese, and it's a warning sign. And it always triggered me every time I hear it. I'd be like looking for it, going past the trees, but it's dark and the goose is far away. But that happened right in front of me, 30 meters from my eyes. I was just like,
wow.
How did that UFO get so close to me? But it was a small one. It was a really tiny one, it's like a golf ball, or maybe a bit bigger than a golf ball or something. I don't know how small they make them.
Yeah, I presume, well, there's big and large of everything. And I know these little beings. I know these little tiny beings. There's the others in the mix of the others. There's little people. I know that for sure. So
they found skeletons. The skeletons archaeologists have found of the little people too, pygmies and fairies and gnomes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously everyone's got technology. Well, yeah.
Do you want to see the UFO I photographed yesterday morning?
Yeah, why not? Let's go.
Just give me 1 minute. I got to grab the memory card out of my camera. It's still in the camera.
Yeah,
give us a minute.
We'll just yarn. So there you go. What do you think of that so far?
No,
I didn't wait to get Gabba on the show.
Cameras. I had, preparing for a trip, I came across an old camera. And needless to say, it took me about 4 months, about 4 weeks. I was trying to find the charging cable for it. I couldn't find it, so I ordered one I found a seller on eBay who had one. Well, it came in and it didn't work. So I went through all the drawers again, very last drawer, very last thing. I pulled out the actual charging cable for the camera. There was a memory card in there of the last time I used this camera, and it was 2010 New Year's Eve going into 2011. There were some pictures on there. I didn't even remember bringing the camera. There were pictures, New Year's Eve pictures.
All right.
Incriminating evidence.
You're in for a treat. I haven't published this yet. This is fresh off the press. So this is the first time anyone's seeing this. And what was special about this is I filmed a UFO that flew to another UFO. So I filmed that UFO that flew to another UFO that started flashing funny. So I followed that UFO and it flew to another UFO, all in one video.
Cool.
And it's like one's flying, they know I'm filming it, so they're like, let's fly over to this UFO, see if he figures it out.
Yeah.
And then I see another one.
It
So
was like
I follow that one. I say, forget about that one. I filmed that for 1 minute. You can get out of here now. I've got a new UFO to film. And then that UFO is like, let's fly over to that UFO, all in the one video. Like, sometimes it happens like one UFO to one UFO, like we just saw in the previous video, but this went 4 or 5 times. They just kept going from UFO to UFO. I'm like, how many are there up there in the sky? There's heaps of them, butter. There's heaps of them up there, butter.
Now we know why they don't want under 16s on social media, because all the aliens will be up there doing selfies and stuff like that.
Yeah. All right, so let's have a look here. So I got, there's a couple videos, 4:30, you can see like the time frame, every 5-10 minutes a UFO is flying past. You can see 4:32. I can't zoom in there. I messed it all up. View, details. Oh God, what have I done to it? Sort, none.
Tech.
Oh, what have I done to it? Details, not tiles. Okay, we'll start with the first one. 13th. Oh, that's actually quite a few of them. It was on the 21st here, just the other day. 22. So one of these 4. So this is the first one. I think this is the video. So we start here. Let me just cut the volume because the volume is not coming through anyway. So I see this UFO. Here we go. Here he is. Look at him. There he is flying through the sky. So I start following them with my laser pointer now. I change what I do. I always do different things. There's actually, if we look here, there's another thing flying up here. Here. Where is it? We go back a little bit. Something flies up. There's something right about here. If you look quickly. Where is it?
You're the one with the beam that's been beamed.
I'm the one with the beam. And here, this is flying up here. So we've got something else flying up there. That might be a satellite or a UFO far away. I'd have to check the satellite radar app to confirm if it's a satellite or not. Yeah. But this one's not a satellite. It's too close. Look how close that is to me. It's bigger than the stars. It's a big bright light in the sky. If that object is like 1 to 3 meters in diameter, that's probably like a kilometer away from me, maybe less. There we go, another one. See the other one crisscrossing? Yeah. So we got the second UFO. I'm like, 2 of them. I'm like, which one do I follow? I'm going to follow this one. So then I start following the second UFO. That's clearly not a satellite because it's too big.
Yeah, and look at it moving.
A satellite would be the tiniest dot you can barely see on there. That's what a satellite would look like. And my camera can see a satellite from 2,000 kilometers away. So I know my satellites, and I check everything with the satellite app.
Cool.
But I just know just from the size of it, that's not a satellite because I can see it in the sky, a big ball of light. It's just way too close to me. And that's the second one. And then somewhere along here, another one comes along, the third one. We've already got stuff flying off in the side, going all over the place. My brain's going to explode if we've got to count all the UFOs. And here's this one. And there, that flashing light. See that flashing light? Look at that one. That one was standing still. That was standing still. It was standing still, flashing its light. And then when that one came closer, that one started to move. But it was standing still because I could see it. When I was witnessing this, I saw that standing still. I'm like, holy shit, there's the UFO that stands still and flashes a light. But when that UFO went to that one started moving. So then I tracked the third one, which was standing still, and now it's moving and slowly flashing its light. Here it is. And then a fourth one appears after this one.
They're taking pictures of you.
They're taking pictures of me. They're going, look at this Greek boy. Look at this Greek Aussie boy on top of the mountain in Australia. Put the laser pen up and making all the UFOs look like us. So like, yeah, that's flashing along. We'll move it along. Move it along a bit. It's still flashing. It's moving slowly, so I'm slowly watching it. I focused my camera in, dialed the focus so I didn't get a clear picture. I'm zooming out in case something else flies past, because if I'm zoomed in, I won't catch the next crisscross. So I try to zoom in as least as possible. I just zoom in for a little bit to try and get a clear video of it for when and then here, right here, where is it? So there's the flashing one, and then that one. Is it that one? Yeah, that one. That's another one. So we've got the flashing one down here, and then this one pops up. This one's going directly over the top of me.
Yeah.
And I'm like this on the camera. My head's under. I'm like trying to film it. It's like 100% under me, and I'm just like, I can't film no more. I couldn't keep track of it. It was too much. But I'm 100% vertical. My neck's about to break. My back's about to break. I'm trying to walk around my tripod so that I can flip it around and keep tracking it. Sometimes it doesn't work, and I just give up. It just is. Sometimes I can do it. It's a delicate balancing act because I've got these huge tripod legs. Because I've got a huge tripod because I'm really tall and I got to go 180 degrees vertical. But I just lost it. I'm like, yeah, forget about it. There's like 4 UFOs crisscrossing. What on earth's going on? Where did all these UFOs come from? If you listen to my voice, I'm just like jumping up and down like a little kid going, oh my God, another one. I'm just like so excited and happy. I know it makes me happy when I see them. I don't know why.
Lucky you live out in the country, because if you did that in the city, people going, look at this fella, he's crazy dancing around with a tripod.
I wonder what my neighbours think. They can probably hear me jumping up and down, laughing at 4 o'clock in the morning, going, what's this idiot doing? Doesn't he go to sleep?
Yeah.
So that was the first video, actually, first video of the night. 4 UFOs back to back, and then here's another one. Another one appeared about 10 minutes later.
All right, has anyone got any questions they want to ask? Anyone in the chat room, if you want to put a question in, I'll ask it. We've lost Jules, and Polly's still with us.
So there's been a lot of activity here, but it's been cloudy and rainy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That was like the one night for 1 week that I could see the sky. So I tried to get out and do at least an hour or 2 of sky watching. But around here, this is about the hot time, about 4 a.m., 5 a.m. You can see on the my infrared night vision camera, because I use an infrared camera, which makes these stand out, makes them glow. Because see how the sky is becoming, this has gone from a dark green to a light green. Now the sun's starting to come up, and it's like 5-10% blue sky. Some of the stars are starting to disappear. You can see as my infrared camera, as the background starts getting lighter and lighter green, it means the sun's coming up, and all the infrared rays from the sun are coming up. That was another one zooming past. It's like it goes all the way to there. Goes past the antenna on. That's the antenna on my house, television antenna.
Cool.
There's another one, I think, after that. 2 minutes after that, we got this one here. Where is it?
Wow, that's pretty active for one night.
Got to see what I'm filming. Sometimes I see something and it flashes 3 times, and I point the camera, then it stops flashing. That might have been it. And I'm trying to remember. I do so much sky watching. I try and recall what night I saw what, so then I can best describe my eyewitness account. I don't think I see anything there.
Heaps of activity. Yeah, I've experienced it here, and I'm at the edge of all that land, and they've been right close. I thought they were something else, and then when they got up close, I realised they were.
Something in the corner of the screen here, bottom left, that I might have captured. Yeah, but I think that was the main one. And after this happened, I got more. It gets better. It gets better than this. After that happened, I saw what this guy on a webcam in the UK filmed 30 meters from his camera, fly past the camera, go between the roofs of his neighbor's house. That appeared above me 500 meters away from me, maybe a kilometer. It was close. It was like right next to me. It was like southwest of me. This light appeared. I was sitting down. I was like, oh, that's so close. It's so bright. I didn't touch the infrared camera because I've been doing that all morning. I got my phone out and I said, I'm going to film it with the phone because it's close enough. And I got a really good phone now that it'll actually get a nice color picture, 4K. I got the phone out, unlocked it, pressed camera, 5-6 seconds, and it was gone. In those 5-6 seconds, it was like a baseball size softball. It powered up, super bright, and it was virtually on top of me, just off a little bit, and like it powered up, super bright, right in front of me. I was like, oh my god, it powered up, and then it slowly dimmed down to like baseball size, and then vanished into the sky. And I was just like,
oh, wow.
That was that session. That was that session. After that session, 20-25 minutes. Sun was coming up. Sky is 15% blue. So most of the stars are gone. I'm like, all right, the night's over. The sun's coming up. I watered my grapefruit tree. I watered the lime tree. I went out the front, watered the flowers, watered the 2 trees out the front. I sensed something. Something told me, turn around. I'm like, okay. I turned around, and there's that orange thing again. It came back for a second pass. I must have missed its pass. It was heading north this time, and I saw it, and I was like, drop the hose, run over, get the camera. I got to run up the driveway 50 meters, and I saw it like for like 10 seconds and then disappear into the sky. But it did a second pass. I'm like, they're doing this like right above my house. Like, if they were doing it on someone else's house, I'd be like, okay, but they're doing it directly above my house. I'm like,
you're checking you out.
Thanks, Star Cousins, for doing it over my house. Now I know.
That's what
you
they
can
did
see me with my laser point.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't have a laser pointer. I didn't even know they were checking me out. Something inside said there's something out there, and I'm like, where? Took my camera out.
You get that sense.
Yeah.
You get that sense. Something tells you it's there. And if you go and have a look, you'll see it.
Yeah.
If you follow your intuition, you'll see it. That's happened to me so many times. Something like tells me, why don't you go take the garbage out now? And I never take the garbage out. I'm like, okay. And I'm taking the garbage out early for some reason. And I look up and there's a big ball of light, orange ball of light.
Yeah, I just get this thing
3 stories high, flying over my neighbor's house. I'm like,
wow.
Obviously,
it's
hard to explain how close they are to me. Like, if it's not my neighbor's house, it's the next house over. That's as far as it was.
Yeah.
And it was just 3 stories high, so it's above our above our treetops, and it just glides through town, goes straight through the middle of my town to the other side. And I'm just like,
have you seen any go into mountains, into the side of mountains or anything?
I haven't seen them go into mountains. I've seen them come out. When I was younger, I was at a friend's place, and we were down in Nowra, North Nowra.
Yep.
And he lives right at the back, so his house is the forest all the way to the mountains. And we pulled out to the main road at the stop sign, and there was 5 balls of light in a triangle formation. They came up off the ground. So we're talking, where we're looking is just all farms, and then the mountain comes up, and you go over into Kangaroo Valley and stuff.
Yeah, I know.
They came from the ground, shot straight up, went up and around and over the top of the mountain.
Yep.
And this was right in front of us, and we're at the stop sign, and we're like, did you see that? I'm like, I saw that. Did you see that? He's like, I saw that. And I'm like, what did we see? I was like 17. I was like 17.
Did you look at the person and go, did you see that? Because it's happened to me, and every time that's what happened. Did you see that?
And we didn't talk about it much, but we talked about it a little bit, and we're like, we saw UFOs. Like, hell yeah, we saw UFOs, baby. That's like, there's no explanation. And like, that's a highly big military area. We got the HMAS Creswell. We got the Naval Air Base there at the top of Nowra Hill, and we got the JBRF, Jervis Bay bombing range, and we got HMAS Creswell and the Army bombing range. And they're like 3 bases about 30 kilometers apart in a triangle, and we got this stuff coming out of the farms there.
So when I was a little girl, my adopted grandma lived in Jervis Bay, and they had a house that looked onto the bay, and Wreck Bay.
At a wreck there? At a wreck Bay?
Yeah, Wreck Bay is not far from that, but we're in Jervis Bay. Yeah, that's what I remember. We had a house there. Yeah,
I always used to go visit my uncle. I used to go visit Unc out there at Wreck Bay. Nice person. Yeah. Nice Koori lad.
Yeah, it's beautiful out there. Yeah, because no one's really allowed out there. Beautiful place. But yeah, I've been down there. I didn't so much see stuff when I was a kid down there.
Yeah.
But felt lots of stuff. You know what I mean? Felt lots of communication and that, you know, as you're a kid, you have a chat to things other people don't realise. But anyway, beautiful place down there. Where I am now at the mountains, it's the same thing. We got bases here, and there's one up there, and I've seen things come out of the bloody water. Well, they look like it come out of the ground, but when I got up and looked down from the sky, it was actually a big pond of water that it came out of.
Pond of water?
Yeah, because they made man-made ponds over here, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I had a witness that saw it come out of the ground and come up straight up in the air. And I'm thinking, all right, what's over there? So I jumped on Google Maps, man, looking from the sky. It's got to be in this area somewhere.
You can see the ponds.
Yeah, there's nothing out there except bloody ponds of water, right? And I'm like, oh man, it come out of the pond of water. And then it went.
It's like they build the ponds. Maybe they're like, some of these things are secret military tech, and they put ponds to cover the entrance, and they just fly in and out of the water.
You got it.
That's what I'm thinking.
And
something secret.
We got ponds all at the edge of the mountain here now, because I'm scratching my head thinking, why are they making these things? You know, they even made it. The cover story was part of it because they were making too many, so they had to come up with a story. An inland, a man-made beach. You're allowed to go there, and you have to book it. You can't just go there. You got to book in to go there. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, this is all a bit sus.
It's 100% sus. 100% sus.
You don't have to book to go.
I'll be driving around. I'll be driving around my area where all these 3 bases are, and every time I'm driving, just looking at stuff, all I think is, that doesn't look right. That looks like a throw-off. It's like they hide things in like normal farm stuff and natural landscape.
Yeah.
And like if you go further north a bit, there's these antennas on the coast as you come down from Wollongong, come down to the south coast. There's these huge antennas. I told my parents, "What's that?" That's television. Television has those things. Television has those things on the antenna to send the signal. These are just huge, bigger, longer, taller. And when I looked it up, it's World War II technology, where the submarine comes to the coast because it's the furthest tip of the mountain to the coast of the east coast. The submarine comes up, puts an antenna up. That antenna shoots electricity, Wi-Fi, recharges the batteries, then they go back down and don't have to come up for 3 months.
Right.
And when I drove up there, you look at the mountain, it looks like a concrete, like someone's layered concrete and sprayed it green. The green's not a natural color; it's a spray paint color. Where those antennas are, and they got a hot mix road. They got this. It's how bush roads are. All our mountain roads. They're a mess, bitumen and holes. They got a brand new hot mix road that goes all the way down there to a farm that says private property. You can't come in here. I'd drive in and drive up to the farm and then drive back around. I don't care. I'm not scared of them. Just so I can get a closer look. And like even the trees, some of the trees on top of that concrete mountain that they sprayed green, where they got these antennas and this little base hidden inside the concrete to recharge the submarines with Wi-Fi power, recharging equipment. The trees do not exist anywhere in that entire mountain region. They got like their own plastic trees or fake trees. They didn't even use Aussie native trees to cover it up. Like I'm like, look at those trees. I said to my ex, I said, look at the trees. I go, yeah. Now, can you show me where that tree is anywhere along this mountain ridge? She's like, no. Okay, see that green color? Where's that green color on top of the mountain? Can you? It's not the same green color.
Oh, we got some visitors that might want to ask you some questions and tell us some stories about their UFOs. Hang on, because it's Christmas. And Merry Christmas to everyone. And I'm going to yell out. I'm just going to
get some water. I ran out of coffee.
Are you still with us, Polly? Is your text still working? Polly's still with us, I think. I'm just going to give a shout to the chat room. Shout out to Connie. Merry Christmas to everybody. Rusty Shackelford, Connie. Gabba was there before. Jules ended up jumping back in the chat room. Ken, who we got in the back, he's coming in a second. We got King Sweet. Merry Christmas, King Sweet. Good to see you, my brother. And we had a few others. I'm rolling back. I'm terrible for chat room. Everyone knows that. So you're right there, Polly. Are you still with us? Polly's on a break. We got Ken. G'day, Ken. Merry Christmas, brother.
Hey, Merry Christmas. Hey.
Good to see you. Good to see you, my brother.
Yeah, long time no see.
Hey, Gabba, this is Ken, long-time friend.
G'day, Gabba. How are you, buddy?
Good, mate. Are you from the Gabba?
From the Gabba.
That was in a movie, Wake in Fright, I think.
Well, are you from the Gabba? That's the cricket patch in Adelaide, isn't it? At the Gabba.
I've forgotten where it was. It was in New South Wales somewhere, this terrible town where this school teacher gets stuck in a film called Wake in Fright. And they, what's wrong with the Gabba? Spade here, Now, you're in New South Wales, are you?
Yeah, I'm up. The Gabba is the Brisbane cricket ground, Queensland.
Oh, yeah, that's where I've heard
the Gabba. Yeah. Dot Bradman's out there playing cricket at the Gabba.
Yeah. I'm down in Victoria.
You Victoria? Nice. Whereabouts in Victoria you from, mate?
Right on the 90-mile beach, on a peninsula. With
right on the coast there.
Yeah, lakes that go all the way to Lakes Entrance, and Yeah, nice little place, actually. It's
That's
a little
beautiful
fishing
area. Beautiful
Yeah.
area.
I love the coast.
Yeah, I'm a little bit further north towards Canberra. I'm up in the Southern Highlands, New South Wales. I'm 40 minutes from Goulburn, an hour and a little bit from Canberra. I don't know how to call it, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I've
know.
got a mate who just went there the other day for an eye operation in Canberra. He lives Tyathra, I think, up near Bega. Yeah,
Up near
really
Bega.
nice.
Oh, yeah, that's further south on the coast. Yeah. I know Bega. I know Bega cheese. Bega cheese. The taste that you remember.
So you got any questions for Gabba, Ken? You got any experience you want to share?
How long you been having UFO experiences?
I've been sky watching for 4 years now. I've filmed hundreds of them now. I must be in like a hotspot area. I feel like there's because I'm on top of the highest mountain in the entire region, so my view is all the way to the coast.
Yeah.
If I go to the Buddhist monastery down the road, I got a special P1000 Nikon camera with a 6,000 millimeter super telephoto lens. I can see the sands of Jervis Bay and Huskinson.
Oh wow!
From the top of the mountain here, like 100 kilometers away or something.
That's where I used to go, Huskinson.
Huskinson, yeah.
Can you see
the first UFO I ever photographed? I must have been 10 or 11, maybe 12.
Wow!
And we were in Sydney at Eastern Earlwood. We were at Earlwood in Sydney.
In the city, yeah.
And they had where the KFC was, just not far from the KFC and the main road. There's like the canal, the canals they got, this big, huge stormwater canals, and they had a park where you could walk up to the top of the rocks, and you're on top of the rocks. Basically, we sat up there and had KFC with my parents and my younger brother, for a picnic. Yeah. So I took a photo. I love taking photos. I took a photo of the family, and you see the Sydney skyline in the background, and you see a disc-shaped object just flying through the air. This must have been like 89 or something, 88, 87.
Yeah.
Maybe 86.
I saw a few back then. I've been seeing them since the 60s. When I was about 9 years old, I had a very close encounter. It was about 500 metres from me. Wow. Just hovering there, all different colours. And we were living on a farmland, big, paddock out the back full of wheat. And, it was gliding around, zigzagging it, like half a mile away. And then we were watching it, me and my younger brother, and, it just sort of started to glide over towards us, like about, I'd say 10 foot off the ground. And then it stopped and just hovered right near where we were standing, and my brother ran inside screaming. And when my parents come out, it turned all orange. Well, first it was sort of slowly spinning around, and then as soon as they turned up, it went orange and then just flew off over some trees and off into the horizon. And
amazing.
It's
amazing when you see stuff like that. It's amazing when you see it.
And my parents said, "Don't tell anyone you saw that," and my parents, because my dad used to be in the Air Force, and he, we had, they used to get terrified at night with lights coming in the kitchen or lounge room. And I remember many a time when, my sister claims these men in black type creatures would come in and play havoc and black UFO. Yeah, just plenty of paranormal shit during my life. And the last one I saw was 2004. For some reason, I don't want to. I used to take friends to go see him on a lookout overlooking Melbourne, and sure enough, we'd see him. And they seemed to like hovering over the city. And then there was one hovering over it one night and looked like just a light, and then it started coming towards us. We're about 35 miles from there. and then it just hovered right over the top of us, and that was a weird one. And it sort of, my mate freaked out and drove off down this mountain highway, a road, and it sort of followed us over the road for a while, and then it just took off around the mountain ranges, and yeah, that was pretty cool. But I've never felt fear from any of them for some reason. I don't know.
Same. I've never felt scared of them. Felt scared of them. I could sit here for hours telling you all the different UFO stuff that I've seen. Literally can sit here for hours.
Well, I do live streams. You should get on one time and we'll talk UFOs. Yeah,
not a problem. Luna's got my Discord contact details. You know how to use Discord?
It's very confused. I've had it for a while.
Yeah.
I get very confused.
Or if you talk to her, give her a message, and then I can get in contact with you. She can contact with me, and we can connect somehow.
I'll hook you up somehow. I'll get you connected.
Yeah.
Like I've had UFOs follow me home when I was a kid. I was in Air Force cadets for 7 years.
Oh, that explains it. Yeah.
And one night I was driving home from the Naval Air Base, and I saw a big light in the sky, and I'm like, this. Now that I think of it, it was just above the treetops. It was right next to me, and I drove faster because I'm in the middle of the forest. We lived right on the beach, right on Jervis Bay, so I drove faster to get all the way back home, and I made mental notes of where it was in the sky while I was driving, and then I put Google Maps on. It was basically above the forest, and it followed me in like an arc, because I thought it was in different locations. So I just mentally made a note where I am, where I can see it, and then plotted on Google Earth. And then I noticed it just followed me on like a big arc, like a half moon. When I got home, pulled into my street, it was right in front of me, just above the telephone lines, right in the middle of the street. And as I pulled into the car into that driveway, I had two Great Danes. They're going off their head. They don't go off for nothing unless something's there. My dogs are trained well. No one can get into my house. And I'm like, why are my dogs going off? Why is this ball of light sitting there at the end of my street waiting for me? It followed me home. My mum came out the driveway going, oh, what's going on? Why are the dogs going off? I'm like, why's my mum here? I'm like, Mum, look at that ball. See that ball? Yeah. I don't know. It followed me through the forest. She saw it. And she goes, that's why the dogs are going off. Let's go back inside. Like my mum's the contactee of the family.
Yeah.
She got taken in the UFO in Finland when she was young.
Yep.
She got taken up in the UFO, but they deleted her memories, and she doesn't want to know what happened. She thinks it was a positive experience that she just freaked out getting taken out of her bed. She's got nothing but a nightie on. It's minus 30, 40 degrees Celsius in Finland. She's got nothing on except the nightie, and they just walked her out through the snow and took her up in the UFO. And they've been visiting her all her life.
Yep, they do once they've done that.
My mum says my dad would be just paralyzed. They would paralyze him, and then blue balls of light would come in her bedroom, and they would visit her.
Right.
Yeah.
And now that I remember my mum telling me that, I remember being paralyzed in my bed, waking up, and I can only move my eyeballs. I'm like, why am I paralyzed? Why do I have no bodily functions? And I would scream at my mum to help me, and no voice would come out. It was like I was just like full paralyzed. My voice box turned off, everything switched off.
Yeah,
but I would wake up. I don't have any memories of meeting them, or them coming to visit me, or them taking me away. But I think they were coming to visit my mum, and they would just paralyze the whole family so they could do whatever they were doing. But I did film.
I had that all my life, like right up until late in my 20s, I guess. Yeah, and that's scary when you can't move, you're paralyzed, you feel something's there. Well, sometimes I'd see like a black, misty looking thing. No, it's amazing how often that's happened to people, you know, sleep paralysis as well.
Yeah, it's very, very common.
Seems to be
It's very, very
linked to it.
common.
Yeah.
And my mum said she met an alien and it had a lampshade head. If you can imagine, the steps on an Aztec pyramid,
Yeah.
it had like a lampshade, like an Aztec pyramid shaped head or hat or something. And she calls them the lampshade heads. I can find no reference to them. One time I had a weird paranormal experience and there was fairy lights flying around the gap in our 2-story window. And we live 50 meters from the ocean. The globe flies don't live there. It's too salty. And I knew straight away there was like something happening. They were spinning around and like it was like something was creating. I ran downstairs, went to grab the camera. I said, "There's fairy lights outside. I'm gonna go film them." My ex screamed at me, "You can't film fairies." I'm like, "I can film whatever I want. Get away from me." I got my camera and like ran away from her. Like, "Don't touch me. Get away from me." And the fairy lights were gone. I missed it. But that was the first sign that something was building up. Something was coming in. So I put my camera up and I had a perfect mirror finished stainless steel kettle that made like the living room and the kitchen, which is open, like a fisheye lens. I thought if I film this way, they'll see the red light and they'll know they're being filmed. So I turned it around and filmed the mirror. So it mirrored everything.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it. I ended up cooking dinner, ate dinner, went outside the veranda through the vertical blinds to have a cigar, come back after a durry. When I looked at the video, as I come back from the veranda from having a durry, there's an 8-foot tall alien with the Aztec pyramid-shaped head, black cloak, or ankles to shoulders. I know it's 8 foot because I'm like 6'5", 6'6", nearly 2 meters. I'm looking up at it. It's looking down at me and my ex, and we're having a conversation. They deleted my memory from this, but I got it on the video. And what happened? And when I paused the video and looked at it, the kitchen is like the Twilight Zone.
Wow.
I call it Shadowlands. When I see this, it turned into like Shadowlands. There's a Grim Reaper on the ceiling in a big shadow with the Sith. Grim Reaper there. There's 2 grey aliens with the big eyes on a 45-degree angle standing there looking at us having a conversation. There's a jackal from Egyptian, the underdogs from the underworld. You know, the jackals with the big ears. The Egyptian jackal. There's a jackal sitting there watching us. Then there was like an Egyptian or Aztec type of stone structure with like a blue crystal with a blue flame coming off the top. That's what that's the kitchen, the sink, the kitchen bench. Then it's the dining room table. That's what that all went into, like Shadowlands, while we're having a conversation with this 8-foot tall being that I can't remember ever meeting.
Wow. It is funny how they're tall. They're very tall, these things, these black entities.
Tall ones, short ones, fat ones, skinny ones.
But my mum told me she saw these with the lampshade head. Then I made a video of it. I'm like, I wish I could remember what I said to it. I would have said, "Come in, we want a cup of tea. Do you want some Diet Coke, a Red Bull, a Monster, some water, juice, apple juice?" I would have said something funny to it, you know?
Yeah.
Want a bong? Yeah.
You want a bong? What do you need? But so it's hard for me to say that I've had contact with an alien when I got video footage of me having a conversation with it, but I have no memory of it. So I'm like conflicted, like I never met an alien, but I did. But they deleted my memory. But I got a video of it. And it's the same one my mum talked about that visits my mum.
Yeah.
All I can explain is what I know, what I witnessed. I can't add nothing to the story. I've added nothing to my story. I've been interviewed by my friend who just recently died, Bruce Sees All. He's a big YouTuber, 100,000 subscribers. Good friend of mine in Canada. He filmed buildings on the moon, UFOs on the moon, UFOs in his backyard. He interviewed me 2-3 times. I explained the whole story for him, and he was like,
Yeah, I've met him, had heaps of experiences with him. They're just there. There's heaps of this. Actually, what I want to show you is I just want to show you.
I think they're always there. We just don't see them all the time, you know, with our Conco.
I'm just going to share my screen. Hang on, Gab. I'm going to pop yours down and put mine up.
Unfortunately, I never got to film any of mine. I never had a camera on me.
Check it out, these.
Indian culture was the first culture to describe extraterrestrial beings and their interactions with humans. Shockingly, the ancient Hindu scriptures known as Vedas and Puranas have detailed records of multiple extraterrestrial races and their interactions with humans. For example, there are descriptions of a species of creatures known as the Devata Kavachas, both in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. These beings were about 30 million in numbers, and they resided under the oceans of our planet, but they had advanced flying saucers, and they could come to the surface as well. In the Ramayana, the Lankan king Ravan had fought a great war against them, but was unable to defeat them. But as time went on, they became weaker and weaker, and it is in the Mahabharata that we finally see them disappearing from Earth. So where do these creatures come from? Could it be possible that the ancient Indian...
So, whoa, what have we done here? I'll put your stuff up, okay. Hey, Cab, you got it back again?
Yeah, this is what I saw. This is what I saw. This is recently from UK, the UFO. This is what I saw. Remember I said it powered up?
Yeah.
After I filmed 4 UFOs crisscrossing into each other, one after the other, and then that appeared and powered up. This is exactly what I saw, but this is 20 meters from the camera. Now it's about maybe 30 meters. So I would have seen that a quarter of that size. So maybe it was 300, 500 meters away from me, judging by distance and size. That's exactly what I saw. And then, but it flared up like 10 times bigger and then powered back down really slowly in front of me. And then came back for a second pass when I was watering the garden at 5:30 in the morning.
Wow.
But that's exactly what I saw. This just came out like last week or something from the UK. This is my channel in China. I got like 1,200 subscribers 2 days ago. Then another 700 subscribers the next day.
Oh, but maybe 120 something. 200. Yeah, I have.
This is like my 6th channel, and I'm built. You know,
oh, yeah,
I only had it for like 6 months.
This is
70 subs.
Yeah, this is another one. New Jersey. This is from New Jersey. This is the battleship, and this is a UFO flying over the battleship that's parked at Delaware Naval Port.
Yeah.
When was that?
This is recent. This is a couple days ago or something. It just come out.
Yeah. Those New Jersey weird ones. Yeah.
That's some UFO flying over it. So like, I run a few filters over it to try and see: is it a helicopter? Is it a drone? Is it some sort of ordnance, like a smoke discharge, or they do camouflage or something? Is it human? Is it not military? What is it?
Hey, some of them do camouflage, They camouflage like the sky and the clouds, and you can't tell whether it's the sky or the cloud. Yeah.
Twice I've seen a square, cube-shaped cloud about 2 years ago. Yeah, I filmed it too.
Man, anyone that was
perfect cube.
No.
This is from New Jersey. I think it's a week or two ago. The military sending out drones to the UFO, and like the UFO shoots down the drone. So I'll blow that up.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
There's the UFO. There's the UFO there, and we can see the drone here flashing with the flashing lights on it.
Doom. Yeah.
And there's that one there.
Oh, it goes back again, does it?
Or is it the same one?
I'll be back in 2 seconds, guys.
There's the drone. It goes towards the UFO. Oh, this one's actually this one's just a drone chasing a UFO. Sorry. Yeah, I got this one wrong. This one's just one of the drones chasing the UFO.
Got pretty close. Yeah.
We can see the flashing lights on the drone. It's got the FAA warning lights, and there's the UFO. It's got no flashing lights on it.
No.
It comes close to it, and then the UFO like zips away. That drone zips away. UFO zips away. There's with the filters. We can see how it's different. The light's different. It's got that purple hue on it.
Hmm. And that seems to have it. Yeah.
If let me translate my page so I know what I did. This one, that's a fleet. Here, UFO shot down. This one here. This is the one where the UFO gets shot down. Here. So.
Yeah, I think this is the one I seen just yesterday.
Yeah, there's the drone with the flashing lights, and there's the UFO in the red circle. Another drone below it. And then the drone comes towards the UFO after this part. This person is a terrible camera operator. Here we see the drone here flashing on the left. Yeah. Starts flying towards the UFO. Terrible cameraman. Why they keep shaking the camera for? What are they doing?
I remember thinking that. That's why
some people get excited. They get excited when they see this, and then they can't keep their body still.
Yeah.
But we see the drones next to the UFO, and then the UFO like loses power or something. It drained all its batteries, and the drone falls out of the sky
behind those houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. They reckon you can't use those laser lights because they're blinding pilots all the time. You know.
Yeah, like I use a laser pen for the UFOs, but I know they're not an aeroplane. If I see an aeroplane come in, I pull the pen straight down. I'm like, I have to wait for the aeroplane to completely pass. Then I'm allowed to like use the laser. A lot of the time, I got my infrared camera. It's zoomed in and has a 50mm zoom lens, so my view is very narrow. So it's hard with a narrow view. I'm like trying to look for a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
So what I do is I put the laser pen on, and then I can see the UFO, I can see the laser, and once I've lined it up, I can turn it off and jump in. I use it to line up the camera. But if there's an airplane anywhere near, I turn it off. I'm like, you're not allowed. It's like, I don't know why people shine it at planes for. They're idiots. They should go to jail. They should go straight to jail.
That's a good idea, lining up your camera.
Yeah.
Then what else? What are my latest videos? I got some SpaceX UFOs and NASA UFOs.
Everyone go check out Gabba's Beast channel.
Okay, Gabba Beast.
Yeah, just
mine's just Ken F. Caravan, like Ken F's Caravan.
Go and check out Ken's channel.
I haven't done a great deal of uploads lately, but I'll get back to that.
Because we're getting up to 3 hours, man.
Getting up to 3 hours. This one's an old one from Clinton, New York, but the UFO comes down from the sky and comes down to like 3 meters from the camera.
Whoa.
See how it was up high in the sky? It was about 300 meters away, maybe 500 meters. Now it's come down. It's 3 meters high. We can see it's as high as the car there. It looks like a Jeep Cherokee or something. We can see the reflection in the window in a minute. See the reflection there? Yeah. See its reflection, and then it comes down. And it's literally like 3 meters, 2 meters from the cameraman.
Wow. It's got that blue sort of.
What I wanted to say, we're not afraid of them. Why are the animals afraid of them? Because normally animals are only afraid of predators, right?
Our animals are very in sync with the Earth's magnetism. Geese fly north and south for the winter, the summer. They're in tune to the Earth's magnetic grid lines. and then you got these UFOs that have got ionized fields, creating magnetic fields, creating gravity cancelling fields. The sensors on the animals that are tuned in naturally to the Earth's natural energetic grid, magnetic grid, gets all these disturbing signals from this. If a UFO is coming down, it'd be going all the different magnetic gravity cancelling fields. The birds would be just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is that? You know, it just spooks them, and they're like, they usually just flee when they get spooked because they don't understand what that electromagnetic disturbance is.
Well, we got about 15 minutes, fellas, before we go, because I usually only do a 2 hour, but we're 3 hour. We'll keep yarning next week. We'll see you on Sunday, hopefully. And I'll do a long one because it's New Year's Eve next week, Christmas this week, New Year's next week.
Cheers, bud.
Yeah,
nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Kenno. Nice to meet you, buddy.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Hopefully catch up. Yep.
We'll have you back next week if you want to come, Gab.
Yeah.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
And, I'd love to hear more of people's experiences. We'll see how we go. And I want to say Jules and Donnie, Jules had to go to work, so she had to go to bed because we're from everywhere. Donnie and Polly had tech problems. There's been a lot of tech problems, and I think you're right, Gabby. You know, I felt for a long time that they're going to stop communications. The ones we have now, you'll only be able to talk to your neighbour and that, like in the old days. I've been coming for a long time. So until that happens, we'll keep talking to you. So
it's very interesting. Thanks for letting me share my stories. It's been great talking to you, having a yarn.
It's been good, interesting.
We've all learned a lot. Yes. This is how we learn. Exactly. Open discussions, sharing what we've seen, what we smelt, what we hear, what we saw, what happened. This is how we learn what's going on, by sharing our experiences and just being honest and open, you know? This is how we work together to understand what's going on.
Yeah. So,
in the younger years, they, 70s, even the 80s, people are too scared to tell people about their experiences. But now everyone's come out about it. No one cares,
No one cares. When I was young, I never told nobody. These stories I'm telling you, I've told no one. Maybe one or two people, they're like, look at you sideways. Now, with everything that's going on, I'm just like, this is what's happened.
Yeah.
Do what you want with it.
Yeah, people actually want to believe in it, don't they?
Yeah, now they want to believe it. It's like, before, you're going to laugh at me. You're going to laugh at me, make fun of me, mock me, try and tell me I'm Kukumalala, instead of me sharing an experience that happened with me. And I'm like, yeah, I'm Greek. We know Greeks like to tell a story and they keep going on and on and on. But like, I'm sharing a personal experience, truth, what's happened to me. Mock me all you want.
And it takes all the excitement out of it. So when everybody knows we're not excited anymore because we got paid out on the whole time by them, and they're looking at us going, wow, aren't you excited? And it's no, not really.
Like, they can mock me all they like. I have some of the most intelligent people I've ever met saying, you're really cluey. You know exactly what's going on. Don't listen to these other clowns. They're living in a circus. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. Forget about these clowns. Just ignore them.
I stopped listening to the experts, so-called experts.
Oh, none of them are experts. They're experts in BS, making up a story.
That's what our instincts are for, yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll round this up.
Cheers. Great catching up, Luna.
Yeah, good catching up. Merry Christmas, Gabba. Merry Christmas, Ken.
Merry Christmas. Have a great New Year, guys. Hopefully I'll see you before then.
Hopefully we'll do it again next week, and we'll come back, and hopefully next week the tech will be better for the other fellas, and because everyone's been experiencing the same problem all over the world. So hopefully we can all get together next week again, have a yarn, talk about some interesting stuff. As I usually say, stay centered, stay beautiful, be the best person that Creator made you to be.
Do the right thing.
Yeah, do the right thing, be kind, be centered.
Love you, Luna. You stay beautiful, darling.
Thank you, and I'll see you next week, brother, hopefully.
See ya. Take care. Take care, everybody. Take care, Kenno. See you, everyone.
And we're going to rock it out. Well, I'm all by myself now. I'm going to rock it out, and I'll see you next time. Have a very, very Merry Christmas. Doesn't matter what you have, it's what's inside that counts. So let that love pour out, raise your frequency, have a great Christmas. We're going to rock it out. Here we go. Turn that music up. Love to you on this day, and we'll see you next week. I hope with the universe lets everything work right. Yahoo!